Episode 24, a fighting game flavored edition of Shack Together. And that's because EVO is wrapped and we have two special guests joining us to tell us all about it. Before we get into that, we're going to cover what we've been playing. TJ Denzer and Ozzie Mejia are here to regale us with their learnings from EVO. We check in on Asif to see if he is still spending time in F-Zero 99. My money's on yes. Then we play a hefty round of trivia where our guests will be particularly comfortable with the topic, as that's right, it's fighting game trivia. Story time is next. We touch on the CrowdStrike outage. We've got a Dungeons of Hinterberg review, some Assassin's Creed backlash that Ubisoft has to address. Skull and Bones headed to Steam. We've got some Tesla robotaxi news. We've got Tesla infiltrating Fortnite. And we have some bad news out of Humble Games. You'll have to listen for yourself if you want to know if Asif has his patented ranty in store for today. But other than that, that's the show. This one is packed. Thank you for being here. We're going to kick it off right now. Here we go.
I've been playing PlayStation 5 more, you guys, because, college football came out. So I've been playing college football on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed something. The back of the PS5 gets really hot. Like the whole back of it's basically an exhaust fan, right?
Sure. If you have the PS5 running for a while, you'll notice the room starts to get a lot warmer.
Yeah, I have this, my entertainment system, like the cabinet or whatever, I just put a lot of my consoles on top of it because the form factor of this generation, even the Switch dock is not ideal for like home entertainment centers, right? So the way I had it set up was the PlayStation on the far right, the Switch next to it, and then the Xbox Series X, and the 360 and the Wii U. That's right. I have my Wii U plugged in still. So I haven't really played a lot of PS5 since, I don't know, last year for Game of the Year deliberations, or maybe Spider-Man 2 last year. And I didn't notice it at the time, but maybe it's because I'm playing for longer sessions with college football, but I noticed not only was it getting so hot, but it was actually the Switch dock was feeling warm, and I was worried that it was going to get warped, or worse, that my Switch OLED might get warped or bent or something, So I was like, what can I do here? So I rearranged my entertainment center, and I think I found a good use for the Xbox Series X, Joe.
Oh, no.
I put it in between my PS5 and my Switch. So if anything does get damaged, it's the worthless console. So there, we found something to do with my Xbox.
That's how PS5 is going to catch up to Switch numbers. It's going to melt people's Switches, and it's going to be the only game in town.
No, what happened there, Ozzie, is if you melt my Switch, I'm turning around and buying another Switch. This might backfire on Sony. Like, it may sell
I didn't
more
say it was
Switches.
a good plan.
That's the plan, but yeah, no one's gonna be like, oh no, I melted my Series X, let me go out there and buy another one. Like, I'll be fine. Also, like, it seems a little more durable than a Switch dock, like the exterior of the Series X. So I don't know, but anyway, I found something to do with my Xbox, so pretty excited about that.
When Ozzie said you had a cold open prepared, I should have known
that it was me burying the Xbox.
We practiced this.
It wasn't a practice. It was more like, hey, what do you think of this? It was like a writer's room spitball.
Okay, we workshopped this.
Yeah, it was more like, is this worth doing? Because I could just go 5 minutes talking about chicken places in Canton again, or we could talk about the Turnpike in New Jersey. But
it's not like you're using the Xbox to play games.
I tried. If you listened last week, like, I really, really tried to play the Xbox. I really did. And it failed miserably. So yeah, there's something you can do with your Xbox, kids. Use it as a heat shield for your Switch.
Yeah, a thermal tank. A sponge.
Yeah, I gotta say, it's very effective at that. But now my Switch is like a foot further away from where I normally would get it. So yeah, still getting used to things. But yeah, solid.
Wow.
Okay. We'll start the show.
Get in there.
Work?
Yeah,
Cut,
get in
print. There. Okay. Wait, was the cold open supposed to be us talking about EVO here?
Yeah, shame on me for trying to make it about games, but
it was about games.
I'm joking. God.
What are you talking about? Do you want me to talk about chicken for 10 minutes? Because I can't. listening to Shack Together, a Shack News video game podcast where if you're not together, you're a listener. I'm your host, Asif Khan, and today, I look around, I'm not joined by my co-host, John Benyamine, who is on assignment in the metaverse, I think, still?
Well, I think the land's between. We'll get to that.
Oh, so he's back in that Matrix situation where he's in, like, the train station that, like, in between the worlds?
No, I literally meant he's playing Elden Ring, but that's it.
Oh, okay, that.
I thought he was in Fortnite driving a Cybertruck.
That was last week.
But I am joined by our producer, Joe Stasio.
Hello.
Our senior news editor, TJ Denzer.
Hey.
And senior editor, Ozzie Mejia. We have a full house here. We brought two people as guests.
Yeah, double guests.
Ugh, what a concept. But I guess in a world where my co-host never shows up, this is probably could become our new policy. I don't know. We'll see. Let us know how you feel about this episode in the comments section below. Or email TJ. Anyway. Yeah, TJ, I don't know if you've been listening lately. I just have started using our guests as the feedback email because we still don't have a contact email. So later in the episode, I may dox your email. But the good news is no one has emailed anyone yet. I don't think.
How about we suggest that if you want to get in touch with the show, you have to leave a 5-star review on Spotify or on the.
So like your review would just be the comments.
Yes.
I don't know if that would be interesting. I'm sure Apple would love that. Anyway, so this is a serious video game podcast. These are serious times, so we have to get right down to business and not talk about chicken places for 10 minutes. TJ, let's start with you. What have you been playing lately?
Fighting games.
Oh yeah,
Lots of them.
That's right.
EVO was this last weekend, and I was competing in it. Like, in addition to covering EVO, I've made competing of it part of my personal policy because journalists are good at games, and I in particular fancy myself pretty dang good at a fighting game or two. And so, like, I take that seriously, and especially like some particular games. Guilty Gear Strive is probably my favorite game I've played in a pretty long time, and I worked very hard to be good at that one. So that was my flagship game going into EVO, but I also played the heck out of Tekken 8 and Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising. I also got to play some stuff at EVO that like wasn't released yet. I got to give 2XKO another try, and City of the Wolves, which easily and by far my favorite thing I played at EVO that I wasn't competing in.
So for the folks at home, City of the Wolves is the latest in the Fatal Fury series that has yet to release. It looks amazing. SNK is really putting a lot of love into that. And the 2XKO game, that's that Riot fighting game.
Yes, using League of Legends characters.
Yeah. So it's interesting. We talked about how there was a platform fighter from Riot that had gotten kind of shelved a few episodes ago. But yeah, they are going all in on this fighting game. They had a pretty sizable booth there, decent demos going on and stuff. Was there anything about that stuck out to you from the last time you tried it or anything, or is it still feeling the same?
They had Braum and Aloy in the game this time, and they are both big body characters.
Mm-hmm.
Braum in particular was really fun to play. He has a lot of grappling moves and freeze attacks, and hits like a truck. I liked him a lot. He feels like he's gonna be that game's Juggernaut if anyone remembers what it was like playing Juggernaut in X-Men versus Street Fighter or Marvel versus Capcom.
Mm-hmm.
I certainly remember Juggernaut. That dude hits like a truck, and I love that guy. I loved using him.
Yeah, awesome. And then Fatal Fury, man, like that game just looks awesome. Like I'm really interested in the art style and just yes, they're using 3D models, but it's like still a 2D fighter. But it looks cool as hell.
And it feels cool as hell, too. Like, I have played Fatal Fury since Fatal Fury 1 back in 1991. And I've played plenty of Garou, which is where City of the Wolves is kind of riffing off of. Mm-hmm. And the feel was so close to, like, an advanced version of Garou. Alongside, like, they put in some stuff to help newcomers understand what they're doing a little bit better. I really liked the simple command system. But for me, like, that's played that stuff for so long, I took to it like a duck to water. It was really intuitive the way that the combos feel, the system mechanics feel, defense and offense. Just very impressive all around.
That's cool. So that's coming out next year, right?
Yeah, they're targeting early 2025.
That's smart. That they won't have to go up against Tekken 8 for fighting game of the year this year.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you competed in Tekken also. So who were you? Were you maining Kuma the whole time, or who were you playing as?
Yes, I was playing Kuma, and it's funny. I almost got out of pools, and I mean, like, I was on the match that would have gotten me out of pools in both Tekken 8 and Guilty Gear this year. I didn't expect it in Tekken 8 because Kuma is the kind of character that if you know what he does, he can be countered. But my bear moves prevailed over a lot of players, and I came out 4-2.
That's good.
And then, yeah, we've already talked about this off the show, but for the folks at home, your Guilty Gear run, you went what was it, 7-2 or 5-2? What did you do?
I went 5-2, and I also lost in the game that would have gotten me out of the round 1 pools. I came up against a player that is either the number 1 or the number 2 Angie player in the world. And that player made top 6. And it was funny as hell because, like, at the top 6, they show every player's path through.
The path. Yeah.
And so, unofficially, I made the big screen at EVO finals by being the first guy that this guy beat in the tournament.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's awesome.
The Johnny Old Man at the bottom of the list. We're like TJ made it to main stage. In a way. But yeah, also you can't feel that bad because what was it, like 3,000 entrants or something, TJ? Like a ton of people in that.
And like for that guy being that good, I was able to take a round off him. And he only lost to 2 people, or he only lost a round to like 2 people in our entire pool.
Yeah.
So I was able to cut him. And I think that if I'd had more time to realize what he does with the character, I might have been able to do more.
That's impressive, though. Like, you can't feel too bad when, like, it's like a 3,000 person tournament and you lose to the person who places in the top 6. You can't be that mad. But also, it's like, there's bracket luck to this, is kind of what I was getting at. Like, the luck that TJ had. Because you had quite a run after your first loss in pools, right? Like, you were like...
It was so many factors at play. It was an 8 p.m. pool after I'd been running around all day long doing appointments and supporting my colleagues. I was tired. I was like, my feet were killing me. Yeah. I had to use the restroom, but there was a mile-long line outside of it, so I just had to hold it. And after I lost to that guy, I went on kind of a Grim Reaper sprint in the loser's side and just rocked the socks out of 4 other people. And the guy that beat me barely took me out just because I was gassed at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, there's an element of luck to that is all I'm saying. Like, hopefully next year you'll have another year of practice under your belt and you'll be able to advance. But yeah.
So very confident about the way that I performed this year. It's I've gotten out of pools before, but I still feel like I did better than I've done in previous years of EVO.
I think just the level of competition this year at kind of across every game except for Mortal Kombat was pretty good. Yeah. Any other highlights from your playing there that you could think of? Or
Oh, sorry.
No, sorry. Go ahead, TJ.
I was just gonna say, like, it was the coolest part of EVO is being able to sit down and see the way other people play characters in person. Like, especially seeing people that play my characters, because then I watch that stuff closely and I incorporate it into my own thoughts and bring it home. And the moment I sat down with Guilty Gear when I got home, I leveled up and kind of developed a technique that I've seen, but I've never actually used myself. So I'm already on the grind to get better.
Nice. Cool. Well, yeah, I think it's pretty great. Did you see the guy walking around EVO with the Buster Sword arcade stick? Like it was like a big ass Buster Sword, but the sword itself was an arcade stick.
I did. I didn't get to run into him in person, but I've seen.
You saw some pictures of him.
I saw a lot of the weird controllers going around EVO. That's
always one thing that I loved about EVO is like I was just that first day, right? Day one, those pools, like just seeing the weird controllers that people are using. I think it's always funny.
There was somebody, if I recall correctly, winning matches in Third Strike with a Rock Band guitar.
I saw. That was awesome. Because, yeah. I mean, look, not a lot of people using those controllers for Rock Band these days, so might as well put them to good use.
We could get to Third Strike, but that, to me, that was one of the highlights. From like, I'm not a player. I'm more of a viewer of EVO, or like a spectator of EVO, and Third Strike was a highlight for me, for sure. But yeah, Ozzie, what were you playing?
Well, when I went to EVO, I joined TJ for some Marvel vs. Capcom goodness, and we had a few friendly best of threes, and good times had by all. But after that, it was wandering the show floor, and something about EVO over the last few years, Asif, and if for the casuals that may not have noticed, it's run by PlayStation these days. So PlayStation had what I felt like was an increased presence.
Yeah.
And they had a giant booth there. And as part of the booth, they had like a lot of the fighting games, but they also had Astrobot.
Uh-huh.
And I had not played Astrobot. I didn't get a chance to try it at Summer Game Fest.
You weren't good enough. You didn't make the cut.
I was not cool enough.
You didn't have enough Twitter followers.
So I went to the demo station, and they open up a lot of it to you. So basically, I told the guy there, I would go, give me your hardest level. So he takes me over to a level called Swinging Sentries. And this shows just how surprisingly hard a game like Astrobot, which looks really cute on the surface, this can be tough. Because it's one-hit kills. Anything touches you, you gotta start over.
Mm-hmm.
And there are just these robots swinging balls and chains at breakneck speed. You gotta do these precision jumps. It's just, I was at this booth for I'm happy they didn't give me a time limit, because I was there for a good half hour, almost 40 minutes, trying to get through this one stage. And I would call it something on par with what Mario does with the special worlds. This isn't representative of Astrobot as a whole, but it shows you what it can be if you really want to perfect it. So I walked away from that demo feeling really encouraged.
Interesting.
And the other thing I tried the next day was I got to go hands-on with Takeda in Mortal Kombat 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't played a lot of Mortal Kombat 1 lately, but Takeda is a crazy mobile type character. He has a lot of aerial moves like that, the aerial spear that pulls you towards your opponent, or the Nimbus technique that has you swinging across the screen. You can do a lot of damage in the air with Takeda, and he has a lot of good punishes for projectiles. So I thought he was really cool, and they also had me try the new cameo character. It's Farah, who was the little dwarf person from Mortal Kombat X. And Farah's whole cameo deal is she rides on your back, and depending on what button you hit, she'll do something different. And it's cool. It's a cool idea. She just goes so slow. By the time you get something going, you get punished. So I wasn't a big fan of Farah as a cameo, but I love Takeda as a character, and I think that's going to be a great way to round up that first year of DLC. We're taping this on a Thursday. We're gonna learn more about year 2 on Friday at Comic-Con, so I'm looking forward to that.
Shaq News Fighting Game of the Year 2023, Mortal Kombat 1.
I still like Mortal Kombat 1. It's just it's had its problems.
The winner of EVO doesn't even like the game.
Yeah, but you could argue that the winner of Street Fighter 6 didn't like the game either.
Yeah, that's true. But Sonic Fox, this should surprise no one. Sonic Fox handily won Mortal Kombat 1 at EVO. It was fun to watch them play, but yeah, I don't know. Wasn't that the smallest amount of entrants in the entire tournament?
By a lot.
Third Strike had more entrants?
It was KOF 15, just because KOF 15 is long in the teeth, and it's a very, very hard game to play anyways.
Yeah.
But Mortal Kombat was right just above it with only a handful more, and that is a new game that came out last year.
And Grand Blue Fantasy Versus Rising had more players.
Came out in December, and it's got a lot. It's really good from what I've seen. I haven't played it yet.
I'm not dogging that game at all. I'm just saying, casual fans probably don't know about that game, but that has had a dedicated fan base for years, that franchise. So they've had presence at EVO over the decades. But
never underestimate the power of horny gacha players.
And fans of that franchise are eating between the fighting game and the RPG. They're having a good time right now.
And the DLC that got announced too. They got 2 new waifus coming here in the next
Yeah, that DLC trailer looks sick.
I was like, I don't know what I'm watching here, but I'm sure everyone's very excited. So good for them. But yeah, like even that was, a larger turnout. So yeah, it just felt weird for a Mortal Kombat game that's less than a year old to not have a Sunday main stage grand final. I was like, whoa, this is not good. Just from the esport perspective, because there have been times where I was at EVO and it must have been MK10 where it was a Saturday grand final, and it was like the last Saturday grand final of that day, and I remember falling asleep during it in those uncomfortable ass chairs. So yeah, I tuned into the MK1 tournament, but I watched like all of whatever top 6 or top 8 of Street Fighter Third Strike on Saturday, which was
if you're watching competitive, you're watching for Sonic Fox at this point.
Yeah, but you're also like, I like watching their streams too, because like watching them lab whatever is always fun. Like when a new character drops, like they'll probably stream Takeda and figure that character out in like 10 minutes or whatever. So yeah, like they're a savant when it comes to fighting games, and when they're super motivated, I think they're one of the most unstoppable players in the world. So it is fun. Like it's fun to watch a player that dominates like that when they're on their game. So yeah, in that respect, MK1 was fun to watch, but the rest of it was kind of boring. But yeah, we should talk about Third Strike. Can we talk about Third Strike?
Let's talk about Third Strike.
That was a highlight to me. Like that was the highlight of EVO, the tournament. But then obviously within the tournament, there was a player that kind of grabbed everyone's attention because he was just having fun and popping off. And like, I think that it was playing with Hugo. It was not like, I don't know. I don't know the tier list of Third Strike player characters as well as others, but like Hugo's not high tier, is he?
No, and he is also not easy to use because he has a lot of 720 inputs for his supers.
Yeah.
Which are basically, if you don't know, 720 means rotating the stick or the directional inputs in a full circle twice.
Mm-hmm. So
he's a high degree of difficulty character to use, but if you master him, my God, some of those moves will like take off like half a life bar. Like he's nuts, but you have to be really good.
Yeah.
So we had a player in this tournament who was excellent at playing with Hugo named Hayao, and he knew the combos so well that he would lay down the inputs and get up and walk away from the arcade stick, and the character would still be kicking the crap out of the player. Like he knew he had won before the meter was out. So like it was a different level of swag to the pop-offs, right? Because like the gameplay is still going on, the game is still going on, and dude is already dancing or like fist pumping or doing the splits in one case. Yeah, it was amazing, really funny stuff. And like I remember like I saw like a picture of him. He was like on his knees with his back like all the way to the ground, and I'm like, what is this? He looked like who's that guy from Soul Calibur with the knives? You know, the guy?
Voldo.
He looked like Voldo in that picture. I'm like, who's this Voldo looking dude? And then I'm like, oh, I turn on top 6 and I'm like, this guy is going off right now. He didn't win. He placed 4th overall in the tournament, but number 1 in our hearts, I think. So we salute Hayao for just entertaining the hell out of us on a Saturday night. Like the entire internet was just grinning from ear to ear. And that's the magic of EVO. Those pop-offs, the crowd getting involved, his interaction with the crowd. Yeah, it's just fun.
That guy is 41 years old, doing the Van Daminator on stage while playing a fighting game. I can only wish I had that level of flexibility when I'm that old.
Yeah. I wonder what he does to like be that healthy, because not all FGC players have those that kind of flexibility. But yeah, that was hilarious, very fun to watch. And then like kind of moving on to Sunday, Tekken 8, an all Pakistan grand final was something to watch. Arslan Ash, he won his 5th EVO? That's wild.
He did it convincingly too. I have never seen Nina played like such a monster. Like I know that people have been saying that Nina was pretty high up there for a while, but like he made her look unstoppable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he went up against one of his very good friends in the grand final, and like that they hated that one of them had to lose, but they're also like two of the people who have built up the Pakistan like local scene together, so they probably play a lot. They probably practice a lot with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was you could see the devastation on Atif's face when he lost, but yeah, Arslan's just different, man. The dude's different.
It feels like just yesterday we were watching him play his first EVO, and like he went into that tournament as an underdog and he won. Yep. And now he's the best in the world. By a lot.
Yeah. And but to be fair, like he hasn't been the best in the world at Tekken 8 consistently. He's been kind of figuring it out still. Where at the end of Tekken 7, he was undoubtedly the best player at that game. So it's like he's had a little bit of a tough beginning to this at some of like the smaller tournaments he's played at. But yeah, I think he won his most recent tournament going into EVO. He was feeling really good about it. And yeah, he executed flawlessly. He's similar to Sonic Fox in just how excellent both those players are at their specific games. It's just like, it's like watching Michael Jordan or like Tiger Woods or something, or like LeBron or whatever. But like, yeah, we're in the middle of a dynasty for Tekken 8 in Pakistan, which is kind of wild because like that's a place with like rolling blackouts and shit still. So like the fact that they have an esports scene that's like kicking the crap out of the rest of the world right now is really, really interesting to see. And he has like handily reinvested into that scene. So he like, what was it, 2018 or 19 Ozzie was his first win?
I think so,
and,
yeah. It was pre-pandemic for sure.
Yeah, and he wasn't known really. And within a year or two, there were multiple Pakistani players coming over for EVO. And I think it's cool to see like a scene like explode like that. We saw it in Smash, in Mexico, right? With Leo, and now we have like Spargo, and then there's like 5 other really great Mexican players in the Smash Ultimate and Melee scenes now. So yeah, it's cool to see how fighting games have become so global, and how there's some nationalism there. We'll get to the Street Fighter outcome here, but like it's just cool to see like stories of people who like went from nothing to being these like champions. And yeah, Tekken 8 was awesome. It was very, very loud in there too. TJ, from what I could tell. I wanted to ask you, both of you, about, I don't know, Ozzie, I don't know if you were ever in the arena, whatever they want to call that, but TJ, it was something that came up in some of our videos. People were like, it's not that loud in there. And I'm like, it was loud, but I think the acoustics of the room, like last year and recent years, EVO's been held at the Mandalay Bay Arena. It's like a boxing arena. And it's, that's a place where concerts are held, Joe. And this year, they repurposed the convention center to be a grand final stage. And it just felt flatter and more rectangular. So it seems like the sound was kind of bouncing up or out as opposed to like all in. So there wasn't like a funnel of noise. But like there were definitely pops, at the end of the Tekken 8 set. Harada comes out and announces a couple things, and then comes out and one more things. Heihachi Mishima's back. Did not die in a volcano. That pop was pretty big. I could tell. You could just see people losing their minds. But like in the video that you sent us, it didn't sound as crazy. So I think that's something that Rick and them are gonna have to figure out. I do. Yeah, Ozzie, you mentioned Sony being involved. Like, when a multi-billion-dollar company comes in and the production value goes down, I thought that was strange. Because, like, I understand the concept of wanting it all to be in one place, but grand finals being in, like, a boxing arena, I think just makes sense. It's so much cooler visually. That stage, I think there's multiple angles that you could watch it from. Even the screen, the Jumbotron in the grand final arena, TJ, it seems smaller than last year's. Or like,
it was, yeah.
It's like stuff like that affects everyone who's attending too. So like it's great that Sony owns this now, but like, I don't know, guys, maybe like I could tell Rick, he knew that there was more to be desired there. And you know, they're always trying to improve, so I'm not gonna, it's not a huge negative or anything. It was just something that I noticed. And then the other thing is, those chairs looked like they sucked. Like the chairs in the grand final arena. Like, I don't know, you got to sit with Bandai, TJ, up in like the stands. Were the chairs any better up there, or were they still like folding chairs from WWE?
Nah, they were like taller swiveling chairs, but they weren't too much better. They felt like the cheapest tall swiveling chairs that I've ever sat in. But I don't know. The folding chairs were where they were. Like, I don't expect too much out of that particular thing as opposed to like what we've seen in last year's.
But like, once again, you go to Mandalay Bay's arena, it has arena seating.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it does.
The floor does have those folding chairs, but like, it has arena seating. And like,
Right.
it's, if you're going to charge people more or the same and then the experience goes down, it's just the one criticism I have. And I wasn't even there, but one of our friends who works over there at Obsidian, Mikey Dowling, he went to his first EVO this year, and I think the only thing I saw him complain about was the chairs. He was enthralled with everything else, because yeah, you know, we're old. But that's awesome. It looked like a great time. And then so yeah, we kind of glossed over Guilty Gear, but that top 8 was fun to watch too.
Yes. That the top 6 of Guilty Gear was kind of a who's who of top level players that really brought a really good character variation up there too. Because like we saw a Asuka, who is like the wizard guy that throws a whole bunch of cubes. Which
that's right. Everyone was yelling cubes.
Yep. We had a Soul player up there who was one of the best Soul players in the world, and like. We had a guy that jumped between Giovanna and Jacko, both of whom have never made a major appearance in a top 6 at EVO.
Wow.
And this guy played both characters impeccably. He was the one who ended up winning it with Jacko against Soul, which is like considered to be one of the worst matchups in that regard. And like, it was mind-blowing just how awesome those folks played.
Like, was Nitro just on one? Like,
Nitro was absolutely on one. That guy had some of the best decision making at any given time I've ever seen in a player. Like,
yeah, maybe at any fighting game tournament I've ever seen. Just because, like you said, they weren't. All things being equal, they were not supposed to win that tournament with the characters they were playing with.
Jacko is a character that deploys minions and can and basically controls them based off her own moves. And so keeping those minions out there is very hard to do. But once he had them out there, he was overwhelming. Like, he couldn't be stopped, especially if he had his opponent in the corner. He would just put those boys out and let them go to work and just destroy whoever he was up against.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the guy who beat me to get to the top 6, Uwe Snickers, he is the world's best Angie player as far as I know, and made the character look freaking awesome. Like, Angie has for a very long time been considered a low tier character in Guilty Gear because he has some weaknesses that you just have to be able to make up for, and he's a knowledge check character that you can prepare for if you know what he does. So to play at that level with the character that people have typically called like B or C on tier lists is very impressive.
No, that was, I've said it a lot. Like, I suck at Guilty Gear Strive, but it is really fun to watch. It is like, and that's hugely important for an esport, right? Like, that I can be a casual, I can turn it on, and I'm like, oh wow, this is really fun. No, it was great. I thought the final day was pretty excellent. You know, Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising was the first grand final of the day. But then we ended with Street Fighter 6, my fighting game of the year 2023, which had the largest entrance in the entire tournament because it's the best fighting game in the world right now.
For the second year in a row, even despite Tekken 8 being there.
Yeah. And Tekken 8, like, that crowd was awesome, right? Like, people show up for Tekken. And I love that Tasty Steve got that good ass Tekken chant going at the end of the tournament too. So yeah, it was awesome. So this was a big deal because for the first time in, I would say, the last 20 years, like, there were the earlier EVOs where it wasn't really as international, there were some Americans that had won some tournaments, but since 2004, 2004, an American hasn't won any, actually 2003, an American hasn't won an EVO Street Fighter event of like a main stage.
Yeah, like when it's been the main event.
Yeah.
Like it's been a side event a couple times. And like, that's funny to say because like an American didn't win Street Fighter Third Strike this year either. So
no, but like, you know, in 2006 there was a Hyper Fighter winner. Justin Wong won the 2v2 tournament with a Japanese player. So that's like kind of weird. Back in 2009. So like there've been these one-off Street Fighter events that Americans have won, but largely Americans have been losing to Japan and Korea and other countries for years. And this was the year, what was it? Last year we had Mena RD, right? Had a pretty sick run. The year before it was Mena RD won at EVO Japan. The last EVO it was Angry Bird that won. But
he was against Minardi in the final
in the grand final, yeah. So yeah, like there wasn't even and Punk last year, the winner of this year, Victor Punk Woodley, a Cami main, was third at EVO last year. They went on to win EVO this year. It was just, like Street Fighter specifically does devolve into similar to an Olympics vibe where you will hear USA chants in the grand finals if there's an American there. I thought Punk just played better than everyone else. Like he had a different level of chill to him this year. I think at times he's like his greatest enemy when it comes to stuff like that. But yeah, the top four was pretty diverse. You had an American, you had Big Bird's from the UAE, and then Ending Walker, who's 17 years old.
Yes, and from the UK.
A spry young kid.
He plays third overall. He played out of his mind with Ed. And then, Yusuke Momochi, also an Ed main, placed fourth overall. That Ed mirror match, or the ditto match between Ending Walker and Momochi was pretty fun to watch. Big Bird had a great run, too, with Rashid. I like watching Rashid. Rashid's just a fun player to watch.
Yeah, when we say Punk was really good and played out of his mind at this tournament, that's not to take away from Big Bird, because Bird was like a missed input away from taking this himself. Dude, that dude was great.
Did you see, Joe, you'll appreciate this. Big Bird's friend bought him a cake, and the cake was a screenshot of the moment he missed the input. So it's like the opposite of an F-Zero cake.
It's like, it is a bizarro F-Zero cake.
It had a laughing emoji and said congrats on second place.
Yep. Oh, well. Look who's walking in here.
Wow.
If it isn't our co-host.
He rolled up in his Fortnite Cybertruck.
Yep. Very fancy.
That's why we didn't hear him. Because, electric vehicles, they're quiet.
Very silent.
Anyway, we're talking about EVO.
Nice.
And
cool.
The Street Fighter 6 outcome, because an American won. Actually, an American from New York, I think, right? Isn't Punk from NYC or the East Coast?
He's from Philly.
Oh, okay. But yeah, like the FGC, it's just like if you're on the East Coast, you're just East Coast, right? Like they all adopt you. And I mean, in this case, it's Street Fighter, so an American won at Street Fighter, John. Like that's news.
It was a difficult thing for a lot of Street Fighter fans, because on one hand they wanted to root for an American, and on the other hand they had to root for Punk.
I know. He is a little abrasive with some people in the community, and like his Twitter, he really talks a lot of shit on Twitter to people.
He got home from EVO and immediately started beef with Snake Eyes.
Yeah, he was like 3 days after winning. He's already gone to shit.
You just won the biggest tournament in the world, bro. And after everybody, there's a story about Punk. For a long time of winning the big one, and he just missed just about every single time. And so he has developed a reputation as like a choke artist when it comes to the big one. He finally put that story to rest this year. And
Yeah. He was fourth place in Street Fighter V Arcade Edition at EVO Japan in 2019. He's had a second place finish at Street Fighter V at EVO 2017. So there's that like snatching defeat from the jaws of victory moment where he lost to Tokido. For a really long time, Tokido was like a thorn in his side, preventing him from even making it to grand finals or top 4. But yeah, you're right. He was known. It's hard. I hate calling people who are this good at the game a choke artist, but yeah, on the big stage, he was not able to win. And you saw it, like he had this moment where like he broke down crying after he won because like
he's been so close so many times.
Yeah.
And just barely fallen short. But he has always had the skill to like do it. It was just a matter of when would it happen.
I don't know if you saw the video. It was on social. One of his friends was like walking behind him recording when he was going down the escalator, and everyone was like lined up on both sides of this hallway just cheering for him. I was like, that's just cool as hell. That's got to feel amazing. Because like you said, he's not one of the most well-liked people in the industry, in the scene. But at that moment, American nationalism, I think, trumps independent feelings about individual players. It was just like, we're just excited because America won, because it had been forever, like 20 years. But
yeah, and actually, an American has never won a major in a Street Fighter mainline game at EVO.
Yeah, it's always like if an American does win at EVO and Street Fighter, it's like one of those side events, right? Like it hadn't been,
or it's like a spin-off game.
Yeah, a Street Fighter. Yeah, you're right. Like the X-Men versus Street Fighter stuff like that. But yeah, this was
Justin Wong winning at Marvel is still like a memory that I have at the forefront when it comes to EVO. Is just that celebration of him just running across the stage and falling over and just like an exuberant moment. Like it was great. Like if you haven't seen it, go look that up. Just Justin winning Marvel was an incredible moment.
And Justin has become such a great esports advocate. You know what I mean? Like he's become bigger than one individual game, in my opinion. And he's just like, they were using him as like he was on stage playing rock, paper, scissors with people for like giveaways and stuff. Like
he called the action for Third Strike.
Yeah, he was awesome on the comms for that. Like the both of those the commentary for that was so hype. It was great. Third Strike, man, as an old, I absolutely loved Third Strike. And like everyone's like, oh, they should bring it back next year. No, they shouldn't. They should find another game that everyone will love, and just that slot, I think, should just remain a retro game. That like the last grand final of Saturday should be a retro game.
Oh, you can keep this going for like years. Like you could do Third Strike this year. You could do Marvel 2. You could do CVS. You could do Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Like you could keep this going for like as a rotating set of titles and like keep it hype every year.
You know what would fit in perfectly?
What's
Melee.
Oh man,
I knew you were going to say that.
That's a big ask to get EVO to bring
it's
Smash
never gonna
back.
Happen. It'll never happen. It's never gonna happen. But like
they've had an amicable divorce.
But man, Melee at EVO was special, and it would still draw viewership, in my opinion. I think the Twitch stream peaked somewhere in the 100,000 concurrents for both Tekken and Street Fighter. So there was a lot of people watching it, almost twice as many that were watching the esports, whatever the hell, in Saudi Arabia a few weeks ago. But yeah, EVO was massive. What a great time of year. It's like, to me, it's bigger than the Olympics. Like I would rather, like, we've been eating very well, just people who watch Twitch, because we had Awesome Games Done Quick just a few weeks ago, and now we've had EVO. So my weekends have just been stacked with awesome content to watch. And then you can go back on, I think it's called EVO Tournaments on YouTube. They have all the VODs there if you missed anything. You can watch top 6 and all sorts of stuff. It was excellent. And yeah, you can also just check out our YouTube channel, because Ozzie and TJ did a great job getting us content. So if you want to see what the booths look like, or if you want to see the crowds, or you want to see a pop-off highlight reel of Hayao, we have you covered. But yeah, anything else you guys want to say about EVO before we move on to other stuff?
It was probably the funnest I've seen so far, but they definitely have some growing pains with the convention center.
That's the weirdest part to me. Ozzie, like, you've gone to both CES and EVO. Was it weird? going to Evo at CES? Like at the convention center?
This is the first time they've had Evo at the West Hall, and I thought the West Hall fitted very well. But yeah, there's like some logistical things they can figure out. But I thought that the idea of having the main event on the third day in the same hall as everything else, and you can just get up and stretch your legs, walk the artist alley. I mean, you'll lose your seat, but you can do that. Or you could go over to like Maximilian was hosting a watch party like on the other side of the West Hall, which was really cool. Like you can do that too. Like I like that you have options now, but it can be better, and I think they'll improve on it next year.
Yeah, speaking of don't leave your seat, let me give you a stat. It was about 20,000 spectators that got tickets for EVO, and there were about 7,000 to 8,000 seats in that arena.
What?
That math does not check out.
It does not.
And at a certain point, they stopped letting people into the arena, and and it was a thing with the fire marshal where like they're at capacity. They can't let anyone in. It got to
These
the
are
point
people
where
who had tickets. These people paid to be able to do this.
$200 to be a spectator there.
Oh no.
That's ridiculous.
And we're talking about lines that went way, way out the door of people just being told you can't go in. And even then, I had a colleague, Joseph Bradford. He works over at MMORPG. He was there with his kiddo, and he's media, and he could get in, but his kiddo couldn't.
Oh my God.
And so they had to sit out in the tournament floor, like the convention floor, watching the finals on a screen at EVO.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, he made posts of the screen on the stream for out on the floor cut out at certain points, and the audio cut out at certain points.
Mm-hmm.
Can't have that happen for people that are paying to be there and want to see that. That's ridiculous.
This is where I go back to, hey, Sony, you're a multi-billion-dollar company, and this production is worse than when EVO was independent. Why?
Right.
That should not be the case.
That's probably the number one thing on everybody's shit list about EVO 2024 is you cannot let that happen.
It did, just as someone who had been at the arena experience before, like it felt weird and cheap compared to previous grand finals. Just the grand final stage itself felt small, like now, compared to
could you? Because I've never been to EVO and I've never really seen it. I mean, I see the clips, right? Mm-hmm. But like, is it because it was under ticketed or over ticketed? Like, what was the big thing?
Like they just said 7,000 seats inside of a place that was supposed to that they sold 20,000 tickets for.
Oh, I see.
So like you're talking about like they went from John. This used to be a Mandalay Bay's arena, right? Like that's where boxing matches are held, and it's cool as hell because they'd set up a stage like it was a boxing match. So like it was cool. There was really good seating. It was stadium seating. The sound was amazing. There was a giant jumbotron that you could watch, and now this thing's like. I could fit the screen that was at EVO's grand finals like in my house.
That's disappointing.
And to give you an idea of the layout, the grand finals were held at one end of the convention center floor, like directly, like it wasn't in a different room. It was just directly on the convention center floor at one end of it. And the only difference is that they put up curtains between the arena area and the rest of the tournament floor. So that probably also didn't help with acoustics.
That makes it more asinine that they had to have like limit how many people could be there. You could have just moved the
curtains about 20 more feet out and put more seats in.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Did it become the same thing where you had to bring your own chair everywhere? Like were you dragging folding chairs around? Because like that's day 1 and day 2 of EVO for me. Was like never leave your chair behind. But that's just stupid. Anyway, that disappoints me, and I think that was why. Like Rick seemed, the head tournament operator, he seemed pretty subdued at the end of the event, really, compared to previous years.
I have every bit of faith that he will fix this because Rick cares. Yeah. This has become his baby, and he listens to people when they tell him what's wrong, and he works to fix it. And I have no doubt that a big part of this was growing pains over moving to the convention floor experience.
Yeah. But I do think there's an acoustic problem that they have to solve there because it's just not going to feel the same as an arena. And like, I don't know. just chip off some money. Like, go to T-Mobile Arena and go off for grand finals. I understand the idea, like Ozzie, your point of being able to walk between both, but if you walk out of grand finals and you can't go back in, that's not that cool then. Like, it's I don't know. That seems kind of messy. But overall, just from a fan perspective, someone who was on their couch watching EVO, it was very good. They had some technical difficulties getting third strike set up, but outside of that, it was great. And I thought commentary did a great job. The host did a great job. And I thought production was pretty great. And Chipotle. It blessed everybody. That's the funniest thing in your video, your Ricky O video, the URL free now video, TJ, how you caught the very end where this Chipotle ad comes on and everyone in the crowd starts cheering.
Yeah.
I was like, Chipotle got so many pops at EVO. It was hilarious.
Which is funny because we talked about the divorce between EVO and Smash. Like, Chipotle used to be Smash's thing, man. Like, you took Chipotle from them. That's not very nice.
Dude.
They're not very good tacos either, but...
Oh, no. No. Smash is down bad right now. They're not feeling themselves. But anyway, that was a great EVO. Despite the criticisms that we're laying down, Rick would want to hear these things. And hell of a run you guys had there. John, what have you been playing lately?
Yes, sir. Are we really that early on in the show? Oh my gosh.
We've been talking about EVO for about an hour.
That's so funny.
It's an important topic.
Yeah, no. For me it's been Elden Ring, actually. So just trying that for quite a bit. I mean, look, I tried it the first time, obviously, like the first go around when it first came out, and I just didn't get it. I just didn't understand, the hype, and I knew it was a me thing just because it's so universally loved and all that. I think with the DLC coming out, I'm like, okay, let's give it another shot. And for whatever reason, it kind of clicked. So I get it, and I'm just playing the core game, not even the DLC.
Yeah.
And it's cool. It's like, it's very, it's like everywhere you go is just like something new and interesting. And, the story's not bad. I mean, it's a little sparse, coming from pretty hefty RPGs that I've been lately getting into. I think the story's not, really deep, but I think there is a lot of lore that seems to develop. Like, the world building is really nice. So now I'm just digging it. Yeah, so that's been the one. I do have the codes for Nintendo World Championship. I do want to check that out.
Yeah,
but
fuck yeah. Install that right now. What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing sitting on a No, install that now. I'm going to get to it on what I've been playing lately. Spoiler alert, I really fucking like that game. Anyway.
All right, nice. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. That's the one thing.
I was worried because you were sick last week, right? And I was like, he's going to go back to Starfield. I was like, he's going to fucking do it.
I was thinking about it, really.
He did.
And I
knew it.
No, I was thinking about it. And then I don't know. I need to give it another year or two, In
your dehydrated haze, you were like, I could play Starfield.
Yeah, I could really get into this. Again, another 80 hours. I put in some proper time into that.
I know.
But, Elden Ring is really cool. Like, I'm really digging it. So,
you playing that on PS5?
On Xbox. So I bought it originally on Xbox.
Oh, okay.
I was telling Joe, I'm like, did I make a mistake? Because when I started playing it again, I'm like, oh, this is really good. Like, I'm into it. Did I make a mistake? Playing it again on Xbox. Like, shouldn't I have played it on PS5 or something? And I'm not gonna spend another $70. So
I haven't heard
that
any
with Skyrim.
It seems like you bought Skyrim like 15 times, but like no, I think there's parity between the Series X and the PS5 when it comes to that game's performance, so it should be fine.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I mean, I'm digging it.
But it was on sale. Was it like $41.99 or something, Ozzie?
Yes, it was.
I know that because he beat the crap out of me. He beat the crap out of me in a Steam sale.
So just to clarify, John, you're playing. You're just playing through the base game right now, right? You're not playing through
No, I wanted to see if it would hit, and now I'm like, I don't know if I want to. I don't want to play the expansion just yet. Also, I heard the expansion, you have to be like level 100 or something pretty heavy.
You have to beat a certain.
I will always argue against that because I beat that expansion starting at level 136.
Is that right?
They say you should start it at 150. I started way under leveled and I still conquered it. So get
and you did cool. pre patch.
I mean,
I'm sorry. Who's saying that journalists aren't good at video games again? Because that's not what I'm seeing here.
Yeah,
I beat that final boss before they patched him, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. Oh, I didn't even know they patched him. Yikes.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was.
So I'm like level 70, so I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah, you're a ways away.
I'm a youngin.
How about that horse in that game, though, John?
How about it?
That's pretty great. Like,
yeah, he's cool.
It can double jump. You can pick up stuff while you're riding it. I think it's the best horse in the video game.
You know what's funny? I didn't know you could double jump until about like 20 hours in.
And how awesome
is that?
Oh
my god!
You're like, wow, this changes everything.
I didn't even think of it. I'm like, oh my gosh.
When they originally delayed Tears of the Kingdom, I thought it was because they were like, we have to implement this horse tech, but nope, they didn't do any of that.
It's pretty funny. I'm digging it. Yeah, the traversal's good. The fact that they give you the horse that early on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I'm like walking everywhere, and I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And now it's just second nature. You have to be on that horse.
Yep.
But yeah, good stuff. I wish it were more contemporary. So let's get to some better.
Yeah, sure. No, people. Options. I can tell you based on our analytics, people are playing Elden Ring right now, John. So you're not alone.
I gotta figure like the DLCs. It's like a whole another bite at the apple for everybody who just missed it the first time.
You're not the only person I've heard who bought the game last year, didn't really get into it, but then the DLC came out and they're like, you know what, I should get back into this. You're not alone in that. A lot of people are doing that. And then That's some cool. People are just waited until it was on sale and bought it recently. So no, there's a lot of people playing it. You are definitely not alone. I am still trying to beat the first boss in Demon Souls, so I'll let you guys know 5 years from now.
Nice.
I'll be on the second level of Demon Souls in 5 years. Joe, you're still playing Dragon Age Inquisition?
Yeah. Cool. What are you playing?
Okay, so I'm playing Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. I intentionally didn't play it for 3 days because I had to edit videos all weekend for these guys. But the minute EVO ended, I fired that game up, and oh my god, I love it. It is great. It's like some of my favorite games of all time, right? So it's like Mario 2, Mario 3. Talk about 3 of the best platforming games of all time. You have The Legend of Zelda, and you have The Adventures of Link. Adventures of Link, maybe the most divisive Zelda of all time, but one of my favorites.
Sure.
Balloon Fight. Just like, I know, like, when if you think about Balloon Fight in the context of when it was released, it was kind of a ripoff of Joust, right? Like,
that's what I got out of it. It's a lot harder to play than Joust.
Oh, it's way harder. And it had like a single player thing that Joust didn't have, but like the core gameplay was very similar. And Nintendo was kind of doing that. Also, Donkey Kong, talk about a hard game. Like the original Donkey Kong was hard as hell. Those challenges are great. Excite Bike, I absolutely love Excite Bike. Ice Climber, I love Ice Climber. I'd say probably my least favorite in this list is Kid Icarus. That game feels old when you play it now, but it's still it's great. This game is dripping with retro vibes. The music's awesome. They like scanned in Nintendo Power pages that are like these tips that you can do. Ozzie, you mentioned how if you get hurt or whatever, it rewinds you and you lose time, but you can also just quit out really quickly by hitting the triggers together.
Yeah, there's a quick quit function. I mean, there's a quick quit function. There's not a quick restart function, and that's what I want. Yeah,
that would be nice, but I'm able to hit A pretty quickly after I go back to the menu or whatever. The way I'm playing through, I haven't even played the multiplayer yet. I'm playing through the speedrun mode. I'm just going down columns, so I keep unlocking them as I earn more points. The collector's edition is awesome. It's got like a gold cartridge. It comes with game manuals or like that are just the glossy covers of the games. So like if you're a fan of those 8-bit game manuals, it's great. It's so good. When I was playing it, I think I tweeted out, this would have been the perfect E3 booth game because, come back and we'll give you another pin. You have to play this game to get this pin, right? Like, you unlock pins in the game. I'm like, they would have made pins in real life. Like, this would have been the whole booth. You know what I mean? They would have been this huge booth out of it. It would have been really cool. But yeah, instead, they had to launch it digitally and all this stuff. And it doesn't seem like a lot of people are hype about it. But yeah, it's eating into my F-Zero 99 time. And I have stopped playing Monkey Ball altogether because I just don't have time. But also, Ozzie was right. The difficulty ramp at the end of Monkey Ball is really dumb and infuriating at times. So yeah, I've kind of fallen off of that. I'll get back to it though. But yeah, I love Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. And yeah, it's on our must play list. And yeah, John, install it. You're gonna fucking love it.
I love that they refresh the challenges every week because they do they highlight they highlight 5 specific challenges every week, and they go put up your best time. And at the end of the week, they'll put up a leaderboard, an overall leaderboard, and a birth year leaderboard. And I love trying to climb those leaderboards. And getting through doing those 5 challenges takes like 15 minutes of your time. Like, it doesn't take a lot of time at all. So, I love that I can check in on this game every week and not feel like I have to, like...
Well, you brought up a really good point, Ozzie. The game, some of these challenges are 5 seconds long or 7 seconds long. But being the perfectionist, you can sit there and play them for 10 minutes because you're trying to knock a second or 2 off of your time. I love that replayability of it. Is that... Yeah, yes, you're playing against the world on the online component, but you're also playing against yourself in a high score kind of fashion, and I love games like that.
And they do the function where you can see your own replay, like on the right side. So
on the right side.
You're racing yourself.
Yes, I love that. All of that is just give that to me. So I understand. I think one of the negatives you had, Ozzie, in your review is that there's only 150 of these. So I agree. That's not a lot, but at the same time, there's an infinite amount of replay value because you're competing against yourself for better times. And, you can get like A plus, S. I don't know. Is there like an S plus, Ozzie? I don't even know.
No, it's just S.
Okay. So like S is the best that you can, or is the best tier that you can hit. Yeah, it's awesome, man. I absolutely love it.
Nice.
And it's so very Nintendo. It's only $30 digitally, and then the collector's edition is only $60. So it's not like a lot of collector's editions are very expensive. Like that one's not too bad, and it seems like you can still get them in stores. So yeah, this is the kind of quirky stuff that Nintendo does in year 8 of a system, and I'm here for it. Another game that I'm playing, I mentioned it earlier during the cold open. I'm playing EA Sports College Football 25. I love it. It's got some jank to it, but I love it. It's really fun. It doesn't have. I'm not playing Dynasty mode because I couldn't I can't create a team of mutant players anymore. But I did create one mutant player in Road to Glory, and I made him the quarterback of the Wolverines. So yeah, DJ Terrible is in NCAA again, back in Michigan, playing quarterback this time instead of running back. So yeah, I'm just playing through the season. It's weird because when you play Road to Glory, you don't control the team for every play. It's only when you're on offense. And then also, like, a lot of the time I have a really good running back, so I just hand the ball off to him. And he's like on pace to win a Heisman this year, and all I do is just hit the A button and hand it to him. So it's kind of weird. Like, I'm only throwing it like 10, 15 times a game. So it's strange. Games go by very quickly in that mode. And then yeah, Donovan and I have been streaming it once a week. He's kicking my ass. It's brutal. I hope to beat him one day. But yeah, we also got some decent guides for that game up there. And then yeah, I don't know. The last game I have to talk about. This should surprise no one. I've been playing F-Zero 99. I know.
What?
So I got a 3rd place finish in a classic mini pre for the first time ever. It was. The mini pre is only 3 races. This is also classic mode, so it's the 4:3 aspect ratio. There's no, the boost is the SNES style, so you don't have a boost on the first lap, stuff like that. So
you gotta get first so we can send you a mini cake. Unless you want us to send you a Big Bird cake for 3rd.
I never got my slice of cake.
That's a Joe problem.
Sorry,
He's a cake producer.
I'm not sending John cake when Asif wins.
No, but I
That's
thought
not-
it was
that's
like
not
a
gonna
family
happen.
thing. I thought it
No,
was like
it's
a,
not.
a
No.
big celebration thing.
I mean, like if
anyway.
you guys lived like a minute and a half from each other, like I would have worked that out. But come on.
Anyway, I placed 4th on Deathwind 1, 2nd on Whiteland 1, 2nd, guys, on Whiteland 1, and 4th on Port Town 2. It sucked. I wish at one point I was in 1st on Port Town 2. Port Town 2 is hard. That back half with all the windy turns and stuff. I actually got a KO in that race, which is weird because you can't do spin attacks in classic mode. So getting a KO in that is very strange. And then, yeah, I placed 13th in the Queen League, the Festival Grand Prix, 7th place on Meat City 3, 29th on Port Town 1, 19th on Red Canyon, 16th on Whiteland, 13th on Whiteland 2. I've unlocked all 4 of the badges for the, they've made all of the 4 main characters rivals that you can now play in the Grand Prix, and if you beat them, you unlock their badge. So I have a little Samurai Goro picture on my badge now. But
Nice.
I discovered that there are gold versions of these badges that you have to even play more to unlock. And I only have 6 days to do this, guys. So forget all other video games. I'm just going to play F-Zero 99 for the next week.
Evergreen statement.
No. This is an event going on, TJ. There's a reason for this. There's always an event. Anyway, yeah. So I've beaten all 4 of those. I unlocked a new boost color, so I have like the event boost now. So I'm like 10,000 of those gems away from unlocking everything in the special event, because we're in a festival right now in F-Zero, and it's amazing. And there's fireworks all over the Queen League. My favorite rival of the week was KOU LMFAO. That was my favorite rival. So that's it. I've been playing F-Zero. I love it. It's the best game. Still playing it. I am having to balance my time between doing things for Shaq News, playing Nintendo World Championships, playing college football, and playing F-Zero 99. So
Sounds like most of us here.
yeah, but I don't know how many people are playing college football, Ozzy. Probably not many.
I don't have college football, but I think you might have sold me on it.
Dude, it's the best football simulator game we've had in like 10 years at least. And yeah, if you don't like college sports, I understand that, but like if you like football simulation and you don't like Madden, don't buy Madden this year, buy this. I'm really curious. I think we talked about it either on stream or something, but like, is this going to cannibalize Madden sales?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Because then that might make them make a better Madden game.
Yeah.
I mean,
I hope
Madden's
this
already
helps.
said that they're taking a lot of these college football features for themselves. So, I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully it does lead to a better Madden game.
I don't think we're seeing them transfer over this year as much, but like we looked at a gameplay trailer that came out for Madden this week, and there are some of the movement models, like for the pass rushing and I think blocking from college football made it over. But the thing that I noticed was that the running is exactly the same as last year in Madden. And the running game in college football is one of the best parts of it. The way that collision detection works, the way that you're able to spin off of a hit, it's just more realistic. So maybe they bring more of that stuff over in the next few years. But I have a feeling that this year college football is going to feel better than Madden. And also Madden is running into this thing where they've already named a game Madden 25. And now they're calling it Madden 25 again. So that's
That's not going to be confusing at
Why
all.
did they? Yeah, I forgot. Was that 25th anniversary?
yeah.
Oh, that's silly. Yeah.
It was. I think it was when PS4 came out, or that year that like we switched from 360 to Xbox One and PS3 to 4. I think it was that year, John. But yeah,
Yeah, interesting. Okay.
Madden 25 again. So
Right.
God help anyone who's trying to have any SEO value this year. Yeah, I'm sure Ultimate Team will be grand. And that's the worst part of college football, by the way. That I mentioned that they aren't shoving Ultimate Team in my face. After an update, Don and I both fired it up yesterday. We had a full page thing telling us to load Ultimate Team before we could get to the menu. Hate that. Anyway, that's what I've been playing. Joe, do you have a game for us?
I have quite a game for us.
Okay, well, let's get to it. Hit the music.
Welcome to Trivdoken. Trivdoken.
Trivdukin?
We really got to work
Trivdukin.
on these. Okay, good.
Trivdukin? I think is what it means.
I really have to work on these. He hasn't even seen.
By the way, this is my first show in like 4 weeks. I'm like, yeah, you got to work on this one, bud.
I think it's Trivdukin.
Trivdukin sounds right.
Kid? Yeah, okay.
I will confess that I am fighting game illiterate, but the following segment is pretty well researched. Please call me out if anything seems off. What we're going to do is going to play a 4-man trivia, not tournament, because that would imply brackets, but we're going to do a little competition here to see which of you is the most fighting game literate.
Yikes.
I have a number of questions. I have a number of questions that will test your mettle.
Okay.
And let's see. Let's go over the rules. They're same as usual. You will buzz in by announcing your name.
Okay.
And in the event an answer is numeric, I will take the closest mathematical answer.
Not Price is Right rules, just closest.
Price is Right is fun, but sometimes unfair. So no, we're going to do closest.
Damn. Take that, Bob Barker.
Yeah, how dare you?
Bob Barker would never do this game.
No. Trivdukin is not his flavor. Here we go. We're gonna kick it off with this first question. Just as a reminder, announce your name to buzz in, and here we go. Okay, guys, which player is known for the infamous EVO Raging Demon in Street Fighter 4? Go ahead, TJ.
Tokido. He actually stood up on stage, and when he hit the Raging Demon and had the Akuma's symbol projected on his back when he hit it.
Wow.
Cool.
This is going to be a challenging game for Joe because I have a different answer listed here.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
Were you talking about
Not
the character?
well researched enough.
Look, well, it sounds like Ozzie's confirming the answer.
No, but hold on. May I? Joe, was it Akuma?
You have to say your name.
Oh, John. Akuma.
Yeah, don't say my name. Akuma. Wasn't Akuma. No, I said which player, implying, yes, the competitor.
Okay, good. Okay. So yeah, you got TJ's go to school at Ozzie too. The school's in session, my friend.
But that's not right, huh? What? I guess I was wrong.
Hang on, now you guys are making me.
TJ's out here showing his work and everything, and is like, you're still wrong.
Yeah, he had a whole anecdote.
I know.
Everything. Look, I don't know. I'm not even.
Yeah, you're not even gonna like.
I'm not even gonna answer. I was just Googling it to see if I could find a different answer, and I found Tokido. So I don't know. I don't know where Joe found this answer.
Joe, what's your answer? What's the answer?
Ozzie, do you have a guess?
No, I would have also said Tokido because he's the primary Akuma player.
What's the answer, Joe?
I have listed here Ishin Sengeki.
Did you use GPT?
No, I'm using the top of Google.
SF.
Okay.
I'm
giving this one to TJ. I'm giving this one to TJ as
TJ's
vetted
right.
by Ozzie. Yeah.
I think TJ's right.
I gave my warning.
I've never heard of that player. I know that Ishin Sengeki is something that Akuma says when he does the move.
Oh.
This is the Google AI version of the game.
This is what happens when Google pivots to Gemini.
We're having our usual Google's worse now moment. Happens every show.
Google's going to have to step down from the presidential election.
Okay. Here we go. We're good. I'm trying my best here. Which character in Tekken, any of the Tekken games, to be clear, is known for their electric wind god fist?
TJ. That'll be Heihachi Mishima and most of the Mishima family.
Okay. Now we're on the same page. Okay.
I should have rang in. I knew that.
I should have rang in too. I knew it was Heihachi.
That was the one Tekken question I could have got.
I was late.
You guys got to move quick. Quick.
Yeah,
TJ's going to kill us. Kill us.
Y'all, what does the term Yomi mean?
Yomi?
Yomi.
I've heard the term and I don't know this one. It's been a while.
Wow.
That's a good question, Joe.
4, 3, 2, 1. The term Yomi refers to being able to, it's like clairvoyance, being able to detect what your opponent is doing. I think it's mostly said tongue-in-cheek, as I understand it. But
just like being intuitive.
Being locked in.
Yeah.
Locked in. What term refers to a movement technique used by Mishima characters in a popular, I'll just say it, Tekken, because we already covered Tekken.
Mm-hmm.
The movement involves quickly covering ground to execute attacks. What is the name of this technique / movement?
TJ.
TJ.
I think there's 2 instances of this, and I think I have the wrong one, but I'm going to go ahead and say wave dash.
Correct.
Oh,
Even
Wow,
he
okay.
doesn't know he knows.
yeah.
I was
We're
trying
going
to
to all
remember.
lose.
I was trying to
This is
remember
kind
what
of
the
wrong.
I was trying to remember what the Smash Melee version was called because they are very similarly named.
Wombo
Mm.
combo, but it is wave dashing too.
Ah, there it is. Yeah.
Guys, got to be quick. TJ's out here lighting us up. What
I can be
occurs?
quick and wrong. If you want me to be quick and wrong, I can do
Yeah.
that.
I'm gonna
I
be
don't know
wrong.
what Yomi. What you want me? Yomi? I don't fucking know.
All right, let's see.
What occurs?
I'll
Next
begin
one.
and tell you I don't know. If you want me to, I will.
I do. That's what I want. What
Okay.
occurs when
Okay.
a player from the losers bracket defeats the player
Awesome.
from the winners bracket? Okay,
Bracket reset.
that is correct.
Nice.
Hell yeah. That's the only way I'm gonna win this thing.
There it is.
At least I
Alright.
got one
Soul
on
Calibur.
Calibur.
New tactic.
I'm going fast here because we got a lengthy show.
Mhm.
Bear
Sure.
with me, Ozzy. I want to hear your voice. I want to get Ozzy points on the board. John, I have no faith in you. In Soul Calibur,
All right.
what is the name
Yes.
of the weapon used by Siegfried?
TJ.
TJ,
The Zweihänder.
correct.
Jesus.
I didn't even know it had a
played-
name.
Yeah, I played Soul Calibur.
Who doesn't remember that? Whatever the fuck TJ said just now. I remember Siegfried.
I do remember
Which-
Siegfried.
Link
Which
was in one of
fighting
those
game
games.
community? Which fighting game community is known for karaoke sessions that occur during tournaments?
TJ. Okay.
Guilty
Ooh,
Gear?
I think I heard TJ first though.
I hesitated, so I'm going to give that to Ozzy.
Ozzy, go.
Guilty Gear.
Are you confident in that? I hate these
No.
okay, good. I have Smash.
Smash. Awesome. When has Smashers ever broken out into karaoke?
Only one time, and it's on that one Kirby level. You know?
I would.
Oh yeah.
Do, 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 do. They do that, and then they clap. But that's the only thing. It's only in Melee.
I would throw my hat in with Ozzy because having been to EVO 2023, I can tell you that every time the main themes, which now have lyrics in Guilty Gear, are played,
Mhm.
the entire arena sings along with them.
That's
That's
a
true.
banger, dude. Like I love that song.
The main music for that game is awesome now with lyrics. Yeah. But I don't know.
Ozzy gets the
Joe.
point. Ozzy gets
Okay.
the point. Listen, this is guy coming in. I have at one time in my life, I think when my buddy owned a Dreamcast, I played a fighting game. So this was like trying
never
to
played
learn.
Back in the
No.
office when Smash 4 was out, you were just watching.
I was watching. It's not for me. I'm very bad
I mean,
at it.
there was
Yeah.
heated competition between John and like Andrew, and like a bunch of people where
Yes.
There were.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember witnessing it, but I didn't fully
Luigi
understand it.
did work back then.
My
You
point
did.
is, Ozzy gets the point.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, like I do know that Smashers have sung before, but it's only one specific level that they do it on.
At EVO 2023, you had an entire audience just screaming, "That is bullshit blazing," and it was beautiful.
That's awesome.
Which
Guilty
character?
Gear community's cool.
Which character in Virtua Fighter is known for their drunken fist?
John.
John.
Oh my god, my favorite
No!
guy. No, it's
No!
what's his name?
I know who you're talking about too. I don't know the name
It's
either.
my favorite guy.
They're all like
He's-
one
He's
syllable
the
names.
best. Ah.
I'll give you the point if you get close.
No, it's not like Poe. No. Dang it.
5,
Go- go
4.
I relent.
Okay. Anyone
Asif.
call in? Asif.
Bill Boxhead.
I'm Bill Boxhead.
They all
Billy
have boxes
Box-
for head, dude. I don't know.
Bill Boxhead.
He wants me to. He told me he wants me to
That's true. That's
chime
true.
in if I
William-
don't know. So here I am with
William
Bill Boxhead.
Bill Boxhead.
My new reply is I don't have that here, as opposed to incorrect. That's not
Trust
what I
me.
have listed.
Trust me, Bill Boxhead is wrong. I don't need Google. I know it's wrong.
You don't
I
need
made it
Grok
up.
to tell you that.
I don't need Grok. I don't need
You guys.
GPT 4.0. I don't need llamas. I don't need anything else. I pulled that out of
Windows
my ass.
Copilot.
That was just farm to table bullshit for you, Joe.
Thank you. 3, 2, 1. Shun D ring a bell?
It does. Yes, that's the
What is his
guy.
name? Shun D?
That's what I
Yeah,
have.
I think Shun.
that's the guy. I love that dude. Going back to Virtual Fighter 2. Shoot, I was in high school. No, I was using
the old
the
guy.
drunk guy.
Yeah.
That guy was awesome.
Okay. Yeah, that's not Bill Boxhead.
Hey, y'all.
Yeah.
When you're playing these fighting games and you're slinging jargon around and somebody says OTG, what do they mean?
TJ, that means on the ground. That's an attack that can hit an opponent when they are on their back.
Wow. Should I give a partial point? I have off the ground listed here.
No.
Point.
Yeah, let him have it.
He gets it. Look, he gets it.
I'm trying to make it competitive.
It's impossible, dude. This is not going to be competitive. Like, if there was any Smash trivia in here, we might have a shot. But
I was waiting for my Luigi.
There's some.
like,
There's some.
if there was a Luigi side B, John would have an answer for you.
I would have
Well,
one answer.
here's one for the group. I don't know if anyone is interested in this title, but what Guilty Gear Strive feature allows players to cancel their actions and extend combos?
TJ.
Or, yep, go ahead, TJ.
It's called the Roman cancel.
Yeah, that's correct.
TJ, say with conviction, man. You don't have to be shy about it.
Yeah, you should
You
just
say
dominate.
TJ, bang. Yeah, just take it.
Embrace your inner soul bad guy.
There are 4 versions of it that work in 4 different categories and situations.
Oh, God.
He's going extra credit.
2 more points for TJ. No.
Yeah.
Well done.
This is the biggest ass whooping since Donovan had to go up against me in Pokemon.
I remember that being closer than this, but
That's what I'm saying. This is the biggest ass whooping we've ever seen.
True.
It's historic.
In Dragon Ball Fighter Z, or is it Fighters? In Dragon Ball Fighters, what is the name of the mechanic that allows players to get a little help when they need it most?
Asif.
Uh-huh.
Z assist?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
I
Also,
watched
did
that
you know
game.
that?
I watched it. I was a big fan of that game when it was an esport.
I just like the idea that you just came up with
I did not pull that out of my ass. Like,
That would have been awesome.
that was not Billy Blockhead or whatever.
Billy B.
All right, this one, I don't know if I want to say anything.
Weird.
I'll editorialize after
Yeah,
the
sure.
question. What is the term used for a situation where both players have only one character left with very low health in a team-based fighting game?
Asif?
Mm-hmm.
Sudden death?
No.
John.
Last
Man Standing.
No.
Those are pretty good. I like that.
That was good. 3,
It just seemed logical.
2, 1. Okay, so my editorialization was going to be, I've absolutely never heard of that. I mean, I've already said, like, I'm not really tuned into this whole culture, but Anchor versus Anchor?
Anchor versus Anchor.
Okay. Never in my life.
I've heard of the anchor characters. Yeah.
Yeah, like in MVC3, right? Like your third character is your anchor character. So okay, that's fine.
KOF as well. You save your best character for last, the one that you want to put like your main combos and specials on.
Yep. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. All right, great.
I would never call it that, but yeah, that's fine. Good
Which
work,
game?
Gemini.
You know what? I'm gonna start using Gemini.
Everyone
we are using it. Yeah.
That's true. I'm gonna explicitly use it as what I'm trying to say.
You're like, go to Gemini. Be like, hey, Gemini,
yeah.
give me some crappy questions. No. Sorry.
with sources.
KO.
Which game has been featured the most in EVO's main lineup over the years?
Like franchise?
John. Oh, who went?
TJ Rangan.
Okay.
Would that be Marvel vs. Capcom 2?
Unfortunately, that's not what I have here.
Right. Can you clarify? Are you talking franchise or game?
Yes, franchise. Yep.
John.
Oh.
I said John.
Yeah, John.
Yeah, John.
John?
He said Street Fighter.
Yeah, it's Street Fighter. Point to John.
Yeah. Oh,
and
good.
And an apology to TJ because the question was phrased poorly. But yes, franchise is the...
Yeah, but MVC was featured a lot too, though, so it wasn't a bad guess. Yeah, Street Fighter is like the staple.
Yeah, there's been no year where there hasn't been Street Fighter.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there were years where there was Street Fighter 5, which it might as well have not been there.
Yeah.
It took a question like that for me to get on the board.
There you go. You got it. You got it.
Next
At least
one-
I clarified it. At least I clarified it for you before you answered, John, because it could have.
Yeah, it would have been like Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, for all our Street Fighter fans out there, what is the unique mechanic introduced in the 5th game, Street Fighter V, that replaced the focus attack from
Asif.
I heard
I was
Asif.
first. V drive. That one's called V drive.
I'm going to give you the point. The V system. It's the V system, which includes V skills, V triggers, and V reversals.
Okay.
Yeah, well done. Well done. Well done.
It's dumb. But
No, it's good. So yeah, we've devolved into me offering no scrutiny to anyone but TJ.
That's fair.
That's right. We can, you know what? Ozzie, John, and I should form an alliance. And if we can even tie TJ, we should get the win.
Yeah, I'm down because you guys aren't even close yet. So that's fine.
Unprecedented rule change in the middle of this game. We are now a team.
That's good. That's
And we
good.
get 3 guesses. Okay.
Which character in Soul Calibur is known for the Indian arts style?
Ozzy?
Ozzy?
Is it Voldo?
It's not what I have here.
Dang.
Valdo's a good guess. Because I remember Valdo.
I think this is wrong. Asif?
Mhm.
Yoshimitsu?
Not what I have here.
No, I was wrong. That's just a character from the game, at least.
TJ.
TJ?
I want to say Tally.
Oh, there you go.
Not what I have here.
Oh,
No.
wow. That was a great guess. I got nothing now. I mean, those.
There you go. Here I go,
those are
double
just
checking.
memories. Yeah.
He's going to Bing.
GPT, help me, please, God.
Okay, what I have, and it seems to be right, is Killick.
Sure.
Oh, this is a good character.
Yeah. Man, that last Soul Calibur did not land. 6? It kind of came
Yeah.
and went.
When did that launch?
3 years ago?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I have no memory of it.
It just came and went.
6
man.
came out way more than 3 years ago. That was pre-pandemic, dude.
Oh. Well, time has been a little squishy since the pandemic. That was pre-pandemic, huh? Yeah, you're right, because it was EVO 2019 it was there.
Yeah.
Yep. And that was one of the
2018.
only times they got a
Or
chance.
2018, yeah.
All right, y'all. In what year was Smash Melee finally included at EVO?
John.
Ozzy.
John.
John got it first.
I will say 2014.
Incorrect.
Ozzie
Ozzy.
chimed in.
2013.
Not what I have.
Asif.
Asif.
2010.
Also not what I have.
Goddamn.
TJ.
TJ.
2012.
Incorrect.
Okay.
All right, what do you got?
It seems to be corroborated. 2007 is what I have here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was a period where it wasn't there. And then they did the crowdfunding to get it in.
It was not there, and then it was part of MLG for a while, and then that failed, and then it came back.
Who said 2010?
Me.
Asif gets the point.
Oh, all right.
There you go.
We're still well behind TJ. This is the 3 of
Our
you.
team gains a point, though.
Yeah.
That's all that matters, baby. Comeback starts here.
All right, here's another technical question. This Tekken technique allows players to perform quick and repeated backdashes, which creates space for themselves, therefore baiting attacks.
It's a tactic.
Is a technique.
It's a technique. John.
Asif. Oh, John. John can go.
A lure.
No, incorrect.
Asif.
TJ.
Asif and then TJ. Backdash is correct.
Oh! I was going to say, it can't be that simple.
There's a couple names for it that I found. Backdash cancel or Korean backdash, but in either case, backdash is right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm killing it for the team ever since this alliance was formed.
I almost thought it. I really did. I thought it was going to be something more complicated.
I'm leaning into the basic ass answers right now.
All right. Speaking of basic ass answers, a blank is performed to ensure that all controller inputs are functioning correctly before
TJ.
the match. Go ahead, TJ.
Button check.
That's right.
Nice.
Solid. Good policy to have if you're a TO.
Sure. All right. I hope this is up-to-date information. Please tell me if I'm wrong. What is the largest prize pool in EVO history?
TJ.
I heard TJ.
TJ went first.
That would be when Capcom put up the $1 million prize pool for the Capcom Cup, which included EVO.
Ooh, okay. Okay. I saw that. I didn't know if that was like an asterisk or not. Okay. Point to TJ.
He was very shaky. That okay.
Okay.
Well,
It was a little bit like
I saw the news about the Capcom Cup, and then like I guess I didn't associate that with Evo. But
Yeah,
like you're
there's-
like, yeah, sure.
It is weird because like Tekken World Tour and Capcom Cup, they overlap with Evo. Like the Evo's part, like a stop on both of those tours.
yeah. Fair. No, that's valid. Despite
it's-
my ambivalence.
It's like how like majors and golf are part of the world rankings. It's like that.
Point to TJ.
But they still put up they went all in on Street Fighter 6 and put up the biggest prize pools
yeah.
anyone's ever seen.
Oh yeah, I'm
Guys?
waiting to see what Riot does with 2XKO because they have China money.
They have big
Yeah.
cash. Guys, right now the score is 8-7. TJ's up.
See, look at this. We can still do this, guys.
Are we actually doing the team thing?
Yeah, we're
That's so
doing this.
neat.
Yeah,
It's the only thing that's competitive.
It's
Okay.
Shaq News versus Capcom right now.
Oh wow.
I don't know. Maybe it's Shaq News versus Arc System Works. I don't know what TJ is. TJ, pick your developer of choice.
Oh.
I'll go Arxis. Team Arxis.
This one will indefinitely go to TJ. So, what is the name of the mechanic in Blaze Blue that allows players to extend combos by using a resource?
Asif,
Okay.
pulling it out of my ass. Blue Charge.
No, that's funny though. No.
I'm just making up shit now.
I like it though.
TJ.
TJ.
I'm shooting my shot, damn it.
There's so many weird mechanics in place. I want to say distortion shift.
Not what I have. Anyone else?
John.
Yeah.
Phase shift.
Phase shift. Not what I have. Okay, I have rapid
close.
cancel. Rapid cancel is the
Yeah, I was gonna say.
is the mechanic I have here. Okay.
You know,
A blank.
we all play Blaze Blue all the time. So
It was called Blaz Blue. Anyway, all right.
whatever. That whole thing. Yeah, I'm gonna call it Blaze, but
Yeah.
They say it in the game. It's Blaze Blue.
Oh,
Thank
okay,
you.
my bad.
Yeah, I
See?
knew that.
No,
I knew that.
I'm not saying that I thought I was right. Oh my god, I'm just saying I don't know. shit
I
about
think they should add Blue Charge to their next game.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, we have a couple left. There's still a chance for
Is there?
Yeah,
what is
what?
it? Shaq
we're
News
still down by
versus
one.
Arc Systems. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's Shaq News versus Arxis.
Yeah. Okay. A blank is a sequence of moves designed to catch an opponent pressing buttons.
TJ.
TJ.
Bait.
Damn it! It's not what I have.
Okay, John.
Yep.
What's my name? Yeah, John.
Slim Shady.
Faint.
That's cool, but no, that's not what I have.
Thank you.
Asif.
Asif.
A trap.
That is what I have.
Oh!
Pulled it out of my ass again. Let's go.
Wait. I'm going to
Yeah. Pull in the refs. Go ahead.
No.
I'm going to pull a technicality here, and I'm going to go for another shot.
What?
The proper term is frame trap.
That is correct.
He's cashing in his money in the bank.
Damn it.
No.
TJ
wow.
cashed in his briefcase.
Come on.
The amount of like freebies, though, not freebies. The amount of like.
I think
You
I'm gonna,
already gave it to
I
me.
think I'm gonna give it to Asif, but
You
Yeah,
already
TJ
gave it to
but-
me.
TJ's correct. TJ's correct. That is the
I was
correct
correct.
term. TJ's more correct, but Asif got there quicker.
I was there first.
I wasn't gonna be a jerk about it, but
That just tied the game, motherfuckers. Let's go. We have one question left.
This one's for all our Xbox fans out there. I know we're
Oh,
loaded
great.
with those.
Because you know FGC loves Xbox.
In Killer Instinct,
Okay.
this allows players to counterattack during an opponent's shadow move.
Ozzie, this is you.
TJ
Oh,
TJ.
damn it. It's over.
combo breaker.
Not what I have.
What?
Ozzy. Shadowbreaker.
It is, yes.
We did it.
I had to think about it for a second. I'm like, wait.
I knew
Like,
Ozzie had this
He,
one.
he
I was like,
specified shadow. He specified shadow move. I go, wait, it's not combo breaker.
I just sent my energy to Ozzie. I was like, you have this.
Controversial.
Guys, I gotta say, this is kind of like watching EVO.
It really felt that
It's
way.
like watching three people jump TJ the hallways of EVO after we were getting our asses kicked one-on-one. That's what it was.
Hey, y'all.
Wow, the alliance
Was that
worked.
it? That's it. That's
It's a victory.
No, that's
for
not
the
it.
alliance.
The
that's
game
not
is
it.
not
Hold
over.
on,
I have
yeah.
a few more. I have a few more.
What?
I never
Yeah.
said the game was over.
You said
I
you
knew
had
it.
2 more.
No, I said
Okay.
a few more. I have a few more.
Okay. Well, now TJ's gonna
Ooh.
win.
Let's see.
Yeah.
We had the current score is 9-8
We're in the lead.
with the group in the lead. I have 5 left,
Oh my god.
and let's call it 3 left. And if there's a tie situation,
Okay.
we'll go as needed. I gotta pick one. Okay. In Mortal Kombat 3, who is the final boss?
TJ.
TJ.
Shao Kahn, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Nice.
He got it.
I know.
That guy just
Yeah.
comes back over and over and over again after a certain point.
Yeah. Wasn't Goro 1 in like 2 or 1? I don't know.
He was the sub boss in one.
Yeah,
Okay.
Shang Tsung was the guy, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I might be wrong. Right.
Well,
No.
let's stay in this headspace. Which Mortal Kombat character is known for saying, "Get over here"?
John.
John.
That's Scorpion.
That is correct.
Game.
That would, yeah. I'm playing defense against TJ now at this point.
Yeah. But we're back in the lead, so it's important.
Yeah.
Wow. So the next question, TJ, if you don't get the next question,
Game is over.
the game is over. Let's see what you can do. Which fighting game or fighting game series introduced the concept of a burst?
TJ.
Go ahead, TJ.
It's Guilty Gear.
It's Guilty Gear.
Just alley-oop to TJ and he just dunks on all 3 of us.
I'm going down
He's
the list here. He
destroyed.
got lucky. That was a fortunate next question.
Joe, you did not know that TJ loves Guilty Gear like I love F-Zero, did you?
I didn't know. No, I did
Okay.
not. I did not know.
But like that is true, TJ, right? Like you love Guilty
Yes.
Gear like I love F-Zero.
Yes, I've been playing that
Oh.
game since
Just for the folks
1999
at
when the
home.
first one came out.
For the folks at home who are listening, like why is TJ such a savant at Guilty Gear? It's like he loves this game and he's very good at it. So
Nice.
anyway.
Awesome.
All right.
So it's
Well,
tied.
it's all tied at 10.
Mhm.
So I think we have one final question.
Mhm.
Wow.
Who will
This
be
is like
the
a bracket
victor?
reset situation.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what I'm about to do? I'm going to triple check the answer to this question before I say it.
He's going
Okay.
to he's like finding internet or was it Wayback Machine for Shuriken.com? Like he's going deep. He's like on Wikipedia pages. He's like quadruple checking. He actually posted a chatty thread about it.
He's asking all the AI,
Okay.
Every AI bot. He's like
not just
llama,
one.
llama, please tell me. He's like had Pika make a video of it. Yeah, he's out there.
Nice.
He's wasting
It is-
all
I have-
sorts of
I
compute
have-
power on this.
I have double checked and they all return the answer I'm looking for.
Wow.
Here we go, team. Who is the only player to have won the EVO championships in both Street Fighter and Marvel vs.
John.
Capcom game? Oh, John?
Shocking, eh? Is it Justin Wong?
Yes,
What?
We did it.
There it is.
it's Justin Wong.
That is crazy. Also, by the way, this is a speech.
This is not-
victory.
This is not
This
fair.
this is not.
This is not fair. And listen, everybody knows it's not fair.
Yeah.
Despite that, congratulations to everyone but TJ. I don't know what else I can say.
We did it. Take
Look.
that, CJ.
Look, sometimes in a fighting game scenario, 3 people have to get together and jump someone who's better than them. And that's what happened here. That's all that's happened here.
There's no
But
honor.
you know what? But if we're gonna do it on an individual basis, TJ won.
CJ did win.
Yeah,
So,
I think
congrats.
I think if I were gonna in my archive of Shack Together materials, which I so lovingly keep, TJ won.
Mhm.
But in terms of the celebration that should occur right now on air, TJ, I'm sorry, man, you lost.
We
Yeah.
lost to the
Yeah,
alliance. It was
This
a
is
deadly. It was a deadly alliance. Sorry.
This is EVO 2024 all over again, coming into the last match of the pools, and I just blew it right at the last second.
Really screwed it up.
We really had a losers bracket run. We really did.
I am curious though, what was you said you had 5 questions. What was the last
what was
one
the last
going to be?
yeah.
Sure, for fun. Let's see.
Yeah.
Which character in Guilty Gear wields a giant anchor?
Oh, that's me.
Yep.
If you'd
And
asked that
then-
would have been over right
Yeah, it
right
would've been
away.
game over. That's why he didn't. Okay.
No, that was
thank
that.
you for choosing.
I went in order. I let the shuffling
wild.
occur as naturally as I could.
He wrote those questions not knowing that TJ was an expert at Guilty Gear. That's interesting.
But I thought it was interesting, like when I was looking up, like it started with fighting game fun facts. And like that didn't give me much. So then I just started looking up games and like what's some like inner like what do people that are huge fans of Street Fighter talking about? A lot of Reddit posts. And I'll tell you, Guilty Gear must be extremely popular because there's so much chatter.
It is.
It's never been more popular than right now.
Yeah.
And Arc has done an amazing job of like fighters beforehand, right? Like the popularity of Dragon Ball Fighters for like 2 years at EVO was huge. And then Guilty Gear Strive came out like a few years later. And a lot of that esports scene moved over to Guilty Gear.
Every single anime fighting game that you've ever seen is building from what Guilty Gear has done.
Mm-hmm.
It's very cool.
But also Strive is, I think, the best version of that game we've ever seen. So it's like, it's just a franchise that's like, it's time to shine. And right now, when we look at the top 3 at EVO of entrants, it was Street Fighter, Tekken, and Guilty Gear.
And mind you, Guilty Gear has had over 2,000 entrants 3 years running.
Mm-hmm. It's a big game, Joe, to your point.
Yeah.
It's kind of under the radar for people, but yeah, like I said, it's really fun to watch. It's stylish as all hell. The music is awesome. The characters are cool. Most of the people in the esports scene are cool. And then there's Leffen, but
Yeah, the entire original premise of the game is creating a sci-fi story that's just based on heavy metal references, which is why a lot of the game, a lot of what's in the game, the moves and characters and everything are named after popular heavy metal and rock bands.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Well, cool, guys. Hey, thanks so much for playing Trivdukin. Did I do that right?
Yeah.
I like it.
Sure.
Wow. And coming up after this is the quickest story time we've ever done because, wow, we're at 2 hours already. So
I know. I'm going to just watch. Yeah. We'll be right back with story time. Welcome to Storytime. Let's dive into the latest stories from the past week. We are recording this on Thursday. So about a week ago, CrowdStrike had an outage that globally spread the Windows blue screen of death to millions of computers, taking down 911 services, the London Stock Exchange, most of Australia, and a ton of airlines, a ton of information systems. It is the biggest IT security catastrophe in the history of mankind, and it was done by a faulty update. But perhaps, oh, that's interesting. We have a breaking story for our quickies here. SAG-AFTRA members who work on video games have gone on strike. That is breaking right now.
Wow.
So that is a big story. Is developing
effective midnight is what they're saying. Like, this is a huge deal.
This is not good. If you have a game in development that's using voice actors and performance actors, like Grand Theft Auto, for instance, that might delay your game. Well, it depends how soon this labor dispute is resolved, but good for them.
Yeah.
Get your money and make sure that you get some sort of clause about how AI training will use your voice or your likeness. So I understand why they're doing it. Good for them.
We have, I'm sorry, I want to cut in with one more thing. So Comic-Con's happening this weekend, and there's going to be some game panels and all that. We were talking about Mortal Kombat earlier. A lot of those panels are suddenly not going to have voice actors there.
Yeah.
So that's, a lot of that is affected.
Are they going to picket Comic-Con?
I don't know. It's a good question.
The timing of this seems like it would lean to that. But yeah, you're right. There's a lot of panels that were scheduled with voice actors that won't. They're going to have to cross the picket line to do that. So I don't think they will. Wow. That's crazy. Good for them. Anyway, worst IT security foible destruction. This company has lost like a third of its value already. It's just god awful. I don't know. I'm really happy that like TJ, you were able to get home. We had Donovan on assignment in Canada for TennoCon last weekend. He was able to get home. Kind of EVO related. tournament operator for CEO Jabali, Alex over there, he got stuck at Las Vegas airport for like 9 hours trying to get his bag.
My flight out to Vegas was delayed by about 4 hours because of like at the time we didn't know about this story, and they just told us there was some sort of technical issue that they had to take the plane to their hangar, and they were working on it. Like the plane had arrived at 9 a.m. that morning, and we were leaving at 3 p.m. in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, earlier in the day there was a Windows Azure outage too, so there was like a cloud services outage, and then this. What's interesting, and I think this is a lot of people didn't know this was what was going on, but some cybersecurity companies can actually alter your Windows install. So this is what happened here, and a file was put into everyone's computer that was faulty, and it would cause a blue screen of death loop. So the only way to fix it was to go into safe mode and remove that file. So IT professionals, it was like Friday, right? So they spent the entire weekend trying to do that, and there's still millions of computers that are blue screening right now. And it's like
Asif, you said death loop. I just want to let you know you said death loop.
Yeah, blue screen of death loop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a video game.
I know. But it's also just CrowdStrike sounds like Cloud Strife. There was a lot of did Sephiroth do this meme? Anyway. Anyone else? Were you guys affected by this at all? Or you guys all use Macs?
Yeah, I was not.
And you don't.
Yeah.
I use Windows Defender, so I'm not too worried. But yeah, if you're a CrowdStrike user, they are offering a $10 Uber gift card as an apology.
Aww.
That's like the BP oil spill of apologies in IT security, in my opinion. But anyway, we're moving on. These are quickies. That was a week ago. We're moving on with our lives, even though that could happen again, and it's terrifying that it happened. Overwatch 2 must have heard our podcast because they're testing 6v6 with a director open to permanent change. Hallelujah. I hate 5v5 Overwatch, and I know that the 6v6 meta got kind of stale, so we'll see what happens here. But there must be something wrong with Overwatch 2 if they're doing this from a player-based perspective.
Wow.
Anyway, anyone have anything to chime in on that? No?
I mean,
anyone playing it?
I reviewed that game, and as soon as I was done with that review, I stopped.
Yeah.
I could go.
I remember 5v5 coming up in your review too. I was like, oh, that's weird.
I don't like it. It's not a great change.
Joe, I have some great news for you. I don't know if it's great news.
Well, it is.
It might be. Dragon Age, the Veilguard, will not require the EA app on PC, which means it will be Steam Deck verified.
That's great. That is great. I mean, I don't know about great news. It's good news. That's a positive EA story for once.
But you mentioned earlier on an earlier podcast that or episode that you were able to bring your, like all your decisions over to the Inquisition instance that you're playing right now from your past games.
Yep.
So maybe the lack of an EA app will prevent that?
Well, I mean, if I'm going by the language of your article, it says it won't require it. So perhaps there's an option to do that.
Yeah. We'll see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess that's a good point. Maybe there is a hook that they could still use, but to make it easily used on Steam Deck, they're not going to require it. I just know you play these games on Steam Deck, so we'll see.
I'm glad to know. I'm glad to know that. Well, one clarification is that the single reason it will be Steam Deck verified?
No.
Okay.
No,
as in, like, is there Steam Deck verification? Like, is that news as well? Because that's not a given.
I think it is news, but I think that there's like performance specs that you have to hit to be verified. I think Valve is the one that does the verification for Steam Deck, so I don't know what their internal rules are. Anyway, we're moving on. Joe will play that game in 10 years, so tune in 2034 for his impressions of Veilguard. It'll be on the Steam Deck 20 or whatever.
Check together 615.
Yeah. Do you guys like NBA Street?
I do.
Volume 2? Yeah, really good.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
The developers from those games have created a new studio called Play by Play, and they named this game, they're making a 3v3 spiritual successor. It's called The Run Got Next. I hate the name. I think it should just be called Got Next. But it's called The Run: Got Next. It looks okay. I don't know if I like the art style, but gameplay looks okay.
Looks
This
okay.
was
Is
an
it licensed?
announcement.
Is that an NBA game?
I
No,
don't think
not
so.
not licensed.
No, I was just
No.
wondering.
No, yeah,
So-
it's the way it's looking right now. It looks like if you applied hero shooter aesthetics to a basketball game.
Yes.
Yeah, or like Jet Set Radio Street.
Oh.
It's weird. It looks interesting. You should check out the trailer. It's on all the social media platforms of Shack News. But yeah, it's I thought it's interesting. I like these spiritual successors, but I've become kind of wary of them because of Mutant Football League and like them. Just some of them have not landed.
Is there gameplay yet for this? I
No.
only saw it like a cinematic.
No, this was the reveal trailer
yeah.
thing. So no, we're still a ways out from actually seeing gameplay of it.
Yeah.
What was it? There've been several attempts to make like new NFL Blitz style games, but like they're not as violent as the original Blitz. And like, I don't know. We were talking about this just, I think, on stream or something, or just maybe on our staff call. But like you think about NBA Jam, John, like when that came out, or Tournament Edition, it was doing stuff that we had never seen before. Right? Like you were like, wow, that's the boom shakalaka dunks and like the alley oops and stuff. They really unlocked different stuff. This genre has felt kind of stale for a while. So I hope they bring like new gameplay mechanics, or just throw in stuff like a 4-point shot, or, like there's things you could do to make it different. Cause like, I feel like this genre needs to feel more arcadey than sim. And EA did a disservice by like trying to make it a little bit of both. And I think that's why Street ultimately failed, because they're like trying to make it serious. But it's like, no, make it goofy, attach rockets to people's shoes, like do weird stuff.
Yeah.
What was the one where you could play as Nintendo characters and just like straight up dunk on someone as Princess Peach?
Oh,
I think that was NBA Street. Wasn't that Street 3?
It has to be.
Or no, but there was also, wasn't there a basketball game with Mario and stuff?
Yeah, this was a game where you were straight up playing Mario characters against real players.
It was volume 3 for the.
I had to have been in college when this happened and not playing video games, because this sounds like a fever dream. This sounds like you guys are making this up.
It looks like one when you see it. You're like, why is Luigi?
It is hilarious. It is hilarious.
It's like the first time we saw Mario in New Donk City, and he was standing next to real people. It's like, wait, what? Why do they look so different?
Ozzie, if you want to look in our general on Discord, there's Luigi crossing up Vince Carter. If you just want to understand how weird this was.
What the? Oh, God.
Also,
It was photoshopped.
Here's Peach just yamming on everybody. just delivering the facial.
Why wasn't this the Space Jam movie we got?
Seriously?
I love that.
If we, like, Camelot or whoever's making these games now for the sports games for Nintendo, a Nintendo basketball game I would play. I think this is Mario crossing up LeBron James. Anyway, you're right to think that this was a fever dream, Ozzie, but it's real. It really happened. And yeah, it was towards the end of the useful life of NBA Street, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm hopeful for this game. We'll see what happens. You know what I mean? It's early on, and we didn't get any gameplay, to Joe's point, so it's hard to judge it. But, it is a smaller team. They don't have the license. We'll see what they do. But maybe they can get like retired players. I was thinking that, a good partnership would be with the big 3, Ice Cube's league.
Sure.
Because they don't have a game. And this is 3-on-3. So maybe you would have like Rasheed Wallace, or like, I don't know who's in that league, but I think he's in there. Yeah.
That sounds right.
We did review a game. It's not Review-a-Palooza, but we had Dungeons of Hinterberg reviewed. Got an 8 out of 10 at Shack News. It's a day 1 Game Pass game, which used to mean something. Compelling twist with a familiar presence, cozy vibes mixed with dungeon peril, seasoned with capitalist commentary, tastes all right. Lots of tinkering and equipment and abilities. The combat's kind of mundane, slow pace, clumsy movement, slows down the gameplay a little bit. It looks pretty cool.
Somebody has described this as cozy Persona, and I'm like, okay, I can get behind cozy Persona, sure.
Yeah, because Persona is like, those stories they're intense. Like there's like real stuff happening in those Persona games. But yeah, 8 out of 10. Lucas White reviewed it over at Shack News. We're moving on. The Mario and Rabbids director David Soliani is leaving Ubisoft after a 25-year career at the company. And, you know, he famously was at E3 when Miyamoto went on stage and praised him for his work at the game, and he started crying, and it was adorable. But yeah, the Mario and Rabbids games are, like, excellent. They're seriously, I would say they're some of the best games Ubisoft has made this generation. Like, they're just really well polished. The music's outstanding. The gameplay was good. I feel like the second one definitely made some strides in improving the gameplay. But yeah, if you like XCOM games and Mario, check out the Rabbids games. They're probably on sale because they are Ubisoft titles after all. We're in a Ubisoft block here. So I'm gonna move Skull and Bones up because it's a quadruple A game. And as a quadruple A game, it's gonna release on Steam in August. So get excited, everybody.
Okay.
JB's running. Do you have anything to say about Skull and Bones before you go? Have you dived into it at all? Nope. Okay. He's out. Okay. Anyway, anyone here playing Skull and Bones? No?
No, of course not.
Of course not.
Wow, of course not. Of course not, I says.
Dude, it's terrible.
No, I know.
You want to make a pirate game where you don't even get to be a pirate? Okay. Like, sounds good.
You get to be a boat.
You get to be a boat.
A boat with a stamina meter.
A boat with a stamina meter. A boat that can craft thing. I don't know. Anyway, moving on.
Sounds bad
for this. Ubisoft issues a statement over the Assassin's Creed Shadows backlash. This has been kind of controversial because, like, they're acknowledging a bunch of racist people's complaints, but also that this is more of a message about being true to Japanese culture. But I think they wouldn't have made this statement if there wasn't a bunch of outrage from the internet, I don't think. This is largely about having a black main character in the game that takes place in Japan.
A historically significant black character.
Yeah, like, it's also, I don't know who said it, but, like, at what point did we start litigating the historical accuracy of Assassin's Creed games? Like, when did that become a thing? But anyway, there is historical accuracy, stories of African people who made their way to Japan and actually did train as samurais. So I don't know. We're moving on. It's a thing that happened. We're definitely in the crappy story part of the quickies here. Humble Games hit with mass layoffs as publisher restructures, but if you read how they restructured, it doesn't sound like they're doing anything. TJ, you wrote the story.
Yes, they
IGN,
actually reached out to me to specifically say, like, they're not closing the company. It's not like they're not killing the company. Nah, but you just laid every single person off that was there.
Mm-hmm. And it's, from what I understand, there have been leaked emails and leaked Slack chats that have gone. I think Aftermath.site may have been posting some of that stuff. They've done a decent job reporting on this too.
Humble Games is also awesome. Like, they have put out so many good games over the last few years. Fate Tactics was one of my favorite games of, like, I think it was 2021.
Yeah, I thought they've had better taste than Devolver, I think, in their games. So yeah, this is a huge loss for the industry. I thought Humble Bundle did a great job when they weren't owned by Ziff Davis, the parent company at IGN. I don't understand why IGN and their parent company keep killing things that they acquire, especially at a time when the monetization of online content is so difficult to figure out. You actually had a company, from my understanding, they were making profits. It just wasn't. It takes time to release games, so there's periods of time where you're burning cash at a publisher, but then it comes back when the games come out. So I think there's a fundamental misunderstanding of how the video game business works that led to the decision to restructure it. But the idea that you can gut a publisher and still operate the same is complete bullshit.
Also just kind of weird that the parent company that owns one of the biggest gaming media companies in the industry also owns a publisher that makes games.
Yeah, it was always bad that we talked about how it's anti-competitive, and it's also just kind of weird when an outlet that reviews games owns a publisher. That's why you don't see a Bubbletron review on shacknews.com. I'd give it a 10, 11, 15 out of 10. But you know what I mean? Like, this is just stupid. Ziff Davis is a bad company and they should feel bad. Moving on. Ford they have this EV division that they call Model E, and it's lowercase just to piss off TJ. Model lowercase e. That whole division for the first half of the year posted negative 194.8% profit margins. So that means for every dollar they make in sales, they actually lose $3. So the net effect is a loss of $1.94 per dollar of sales. That's crazy.
That's rough.
That's a terrible business. And with the election year that we're in, if the Inflation Reduction Act is repealed, it's going to be even harder for these companies to make EVs. This is why I've said that like a big company like Google or Apple needs to acquire Ford because they have the capital to actually invest in this. Ford can't keep doing this. Their stock is actually having, I mentioned already, it's Thursday the 25th. Their stock is having like the worst day it's had in years. It's down like 20% today, mainly on this news, but also the earnings miss. So speaking of EVs, Tesla reported earnings yesterday. They missed earnings expectations on the EPS number. They beat their revenue expectations. Tax credits were about 2% of their results. They said that the Tesla Robotaxi event is now scheduled for October 10th. They went on to say that Robotaxi development depends on technological advancement and regulatory approval. But then on the call, Elon basically retconned this, saying that it wasn't regulatory approval he's concerned about. So that means it's technological advancement that he's concerned about. So I think that, you know, my test for full self-driving, and I may have said this on this podcast before, but I'll just say it again. If you can't turn in pouring rain at Shibuya Crossing in Tokyo, it's not ready. And this thing can't do that. So we don't know what it looks like yet. So maybe it'll have LiDAR, not just cameras on it, because that's my beef with Tesla autonomous driving, is that it uses cameras and computer vision solely. I live in a place where it rains and it snows and cameras get covered in water, and the car tells you I can't do it. It's lowering its functionality because of obstruction to cameras. This is what happens when a bunch of engineers make cars in California and Texas for the rest of the world. The snake oil salesman of all snake oil salesmen, Elon Musk, went on to say that my Tesla Roadster 2 that I bought for $250,000 in 2017 is on track to deliver in 2025. He said it was on track to deliver this year, last year, and is just, I don't believe him. He's full of shit. Speaking of shit, the Cybertruck is in Fortnite and Rocket League. There's that.
It sucks.
It's a horrible car. Yeah, anyone gonna fall over themselves to drive a Cybertruck in Fortnite?
I will say this. I play it sometimes, and I promise you, if me and my homies see you driving that car, we will chase after you and gun you
dead.
down.
You are basically just a giant walking bullseye.
And it's a common sentiment among the Fortnite community too. Every time I've seen somebody address it, they've said, "We're totally gunning this thing down if we see it."
Yep. Yeah. So I do want to mention just Elon Musk in general is a piece of crap. You know, I think our ranty sections are going to turn into billionaire bashing sections, but he said on this call, someone asked him about the election, and he said that, yeah, if Donald Trump wins, it'll be bad for Tesla. But then he, on his own platform, Twitter, X, has gone on to say that, oh, he's donating money to Trump. There was a story that it was $45 million a month. He refuted that after the fact. I guess he's kind of giving up on it. But he said that Trump would be bad for Tesla and Trump would be bad for electric vehicles, but he's still voting for Trump. And that's crazy. And then, yeah, this is just kind of tangential to that. But his daughter, who has transitioned from, you know, she had a surgery and everything. Her name is Vivian. Elon Musk was on an interview with known shitlord Jordan Peterson and said really awful things, dead naming her, saying that she was dead to him, and basically lying. And Vivian posted, which I think is hilarious. Vivian posted to Threads, you know, the Instagram Twitter competitor, that she was not slightly autistic. She was not showing a love of musical theater. Like, they're just blatant stereotypes that Elon was listing off that just weren't true. And really, the TLDR of this very long thread is that Elon was an absentee father. So the fact that he's even claiming these things, he wasn't around his kids long enough to even get to know them, let alone have interactions like my gay son picking out my tie for me or whatever. He also claims that he didn't read the parental authorization form properly when Vivian did get her surgery.
Not reading paperwork seems like a very strange thing to do for the CEO of several companies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I bring this up because this is why I think Tesla's stock is not a buy. He is bad. He is bad for the brand. And the people who would have bought his car are the kinds of people who are liberal and may be more open to trans people than the right. So like his pivot to being a right-wing champion is failing his company miserably. And we saw it with the results. They delivered less cars than a year ago. They produced less cars than a year ago. And they did it at a lower level of profitability because guess what? The Cybertruck sucks. Not just in its existence, it sucks to build it. And then they had to recall all of them. So his hubris is taking down one of the biggest companies in the world, the largest automaker in the United States, and at one point a leader in electric vehicles. So it's sad to see this happen because there's a lot of people at Tesla who don't deserve this. They're just working hard and trying to make cool things. And then this guy spouts off on Twitter. But yeah, it's like 2 weeks in a row. Fuck Ryan Cohen. By the way, that dumbass is now replying to AOC and Bernie Sanders saying Trump 2024. And just, I mentioned it on Twitter, but like he was late to the NFT marketplace, right? He spun that up a year late. He's late to leaving Trump because all of his Silicon Valley billionaire buddies, they're now donating to Kamala Harris. Anyway, we have one last story. I guess this is ranty, but that was already kind of a ranty. Twitch unbans Trump, saying that there is value in hearing from presidential nominees directly. I don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of that.
I think they're like the last platform that had him banned anyway, but he's not coming. He doesn't come back to these places.
Yeah.
He's still on Truth Social or whatever. I don't really have a whole lot to say about this. Like, it's just, it happened. They did it. We haven't seen him stream or anything yet.
Like, yeah, I would say a better candidate would probably jump on that and start streaming immediately, but he's kind of stuck in his ways of being a bitter old man.
You know, I think this is a little tangent, but I think it's funny that they spent most of this year creating an anti-old white guy sentiment around Biden, right? Like he's an old fogey, right? And now Trump's the old fogey. So like all of their rhetoric that they built over the last few years, it doesn't work on Kamala Harris.
And Trump's doing all the same things that they were accusing Biden of. Like
exactly.
He ranted about Hannibal Lecter again. And he's like, no, seriously, he's a real guy.
Yep.
He had a word salad with JD Vance the other day where he was just he harped on the wind turbines again about how they're so bad for birds and killing entire bird populations.
I tweet a lot and I tweet about GameStop, and a lot of these right-wing idiots are in my comments and they're like, Kamala's a socialist. I'm like, really? Like, you're worried that the lady who has more money coming in from Silicon Valley than any candidate ever, you're worried that she's a socialist. Okay. She also incarcerated like tons of people in the state of California. I'm not a fan of hers, but I'll vote for her all day over Donald Trump. And I think that's where we're at as a country. But what I think is really interesting, Kamala Harris is going viral on TikTok every day. There's the coconut meme. There's the unburdened by the whatever, that meme. She's just, I don't know, she's young. She's young, she's a woman, she's a minority, and I think that it's enough to galvanize the voter base against a very racist, hateful person that is Donald Trump. So I hope we have, I think it's weird though, like, what has changed? This man fomented an insurrection attempt in 2021. What has changed? That we're all suddenly like, you know what, we should let him back on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. Like, no. Why are we letting him back these places? It doesn't make any sense. Nothing's changed. Although Jeff Bezos' attitude to Donald Trump has changed, and he owns Twitch. So there we go. That's the show. Sweet and merciful Xenu, it's over. We do have community notes. We've got a few questions from the Shack News community, which you can join by heading over to shacknews.com/chatty or emailing us at, I don't know, tj.denzer@shacknews.com this week. Just put Shack Together in the subject heading. I don't think anyone's gotten any of these emails yet, Joe. Have you heard anything yet?
I don't think I would have heard anything.
Okay. Well, anyway, yeah, I guess if it's not, maybe I should have them email you next episode. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we do have a chatty thread from my favorite Shacker, right? Look at that. Do you see the gold lightning bolt next to his name? That means he's a Mercury Ludicrous subscriber. It just means top boy of all top boys. Look what he said. Asif is allowed to enjoy F-Zero 99. We all have those comfort games that we fall back on when we need to. Thank you, RMS. Tried to take away F-Zero from me last week in case you guys missed it. And then Hasmamu said, Joe Riggs again, talking about the game that we played last week.
Pretty fitting considering the game we played this week.
Yeah, seriously, I can't wait to hear what Hasmamu has to say about that shit show. He's gonna be like, an alliance? What? In this economy? So yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, those are our community notes. And that's going to do it for today's show. Subscribe on your podcast app of choice and tune in every Friday for more Shack Together. Thanks, Ozzie and TJ, for joining us here in the Shack News Extended Podcast Universe, or the CPU, as the kids call it. Are they still calling it that, Joe? Have you seen it on the TikTok
Looking
lately?
at the, I don't know about TikTok. Let me just check our ticker. Yep.
Oh, yeah, our ticker.
Still calling it that.
Okay. Are they talking about how much Riz it has? Are they talking about Riz? No?
That's coming out.
See any Riz on the ticker?
It's moving to the right.
Up and to the right is what we want on the Riz chart.
Yeah, lots of Riz talk, unfortunately.
Nice. There we go. So yeah, we're hip and cool. Go give us a positive review.
We're
on
brat,
all the different...
or whatever that means.
Yes, we're brat.
Yeah, we really are.
We're so brat right now. I don't know what any of this means, but you know what? At least we're not fucking couches like the vice presidential candidate for the Republicans. That's it.
Hey-o.
I hate JD Vance. Anyway, thank you for listening. Seriously, if you made it this far in this extremely long podcast episode, you like us, so follow us on all the places and review us. It really does help us gain visibility. So thanks, everybody. I'll never forget you. Goodbye. This is where we wave at the camera. That's not.
Thanks, TJ. Thanks, Ozzie.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Shack Together is a Shack News production.
Shack Together is a Shack News production.
Shack Together is a Shack News production.
Shack News is a multimedia company consisting of a variety of entertainment properties, including shacknews.com, video game and cutting-edge technology coverage with evergreen video, guide, and long-read content, providing readers and viewers with the latest reviews, previews, interviews, and news. Shack News content is readable and viewable at shacknews.com, Facebook, YouTube at Shack News Interviews, and Shack News VODs, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram at Shack News Media, Twitch, and more. But that's not all. You can play Bubbletron, our first video game. Combine 3 ideas, hit the market, and get your money hat. Bubbletron is a daily game in the style of Wordle, where players can launch a company and see its valuation instantly. Hit that high score and brag to your friends. Visit bubbletron.com to play. There is no download required, no signups required, but if you are into app downloads, we have the cutest one on the planet. It's called Shack Pets, the ultimate battle for cuteness. Swipe your pets to victory on iOS and Android in this Tinder-like app for pets. Shack News is proud to present a variety of micro products, all available for free at shacknews.com. Cortex is a publishing platform available to all of our users. Shouts is a Twitter replacement in a time where Twitter really needs replacing. And Reader, an RSS reader that won't get shut down by Google anytime soon. You can import YouTube, subreddits, all sorts of cool stuff, even podcast feeds. And lastly, all of our products are completely free to use and play, so if you're a fan of what we're doing and want to support the Shack News ecosystem, head over to shacknews.com/Mercury. Mercury offers subscribers access to exclusive Shack News swag like hoodies and VIP access to our long reads in downloadable format. It's a great way to support us. There's different tiers, and you get a lightning bolt next to your name.